champions, champions of Europe finally. History made in Istanbul. The treble complete.
History makers. For the first time ever, an English club have won 4 titles in a row.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Typical City Watchalong time. Oh, here we go. Here we go. A bit of Premier League football. I'm excited for this one, and I don't know why. I'm a bit worried seeing the starting 11, and I'll get onto that in a minute. But chance to get into the top 4. Newcastle provide an unbelievable task for Manchester City. I mean, the football they've played this season, not consistently Newcastle. There was a little bit of a dip. There's been the odd game here and there where Newcastle have just been, what a strange result. What a strange result. So you're hoping it's one of them today, because I think if City were to beat Newcastle today, or at least beat them convincingly, I think you could probably call it a little bit of a strange result. I'm expecting it to be a close game. A knife edge sort of game. Could go either way for me. Arguably going off recent form and the fragilities of Manchester City, and eventually adding in the starting 11 that Manchester City have got today in the back line with numerous injuries. Ruben Diaz out. Nathan Ake out. Shit. Shit. Crap, man. That's really not good news. Not good news at all for Manchester City. Kushanov, however you want to pronounce it today. I'm going to do it in every way possible. I'm going to pronounce it in all the various ways today, so enjoy that. Stones alongside him as well. But before we get going, I want to say hi to everyone, and I also want to talk about Manchester City's victorious case with the old APT yesterday, which I know a lot of you probably don't give two shits. Most of you are here for the football, not giving a crap about the financial side of things and the legality side of things. But I'm telling you right now that's huge. That is huge for Manchester City, and it's 2-0 now in the Premier League versus Manchester City, because we won the first case and they said we didn't. They tried to eradicate that goal in our court case, because that was officially 1-0. Apparently it wasn't. I said, all right, okay, fine, we'll sue you again then, mate. 2-0. Have some of that. 1-1-5 next. Bring it on. Douglas, mate, how you doing? Robbing Church entirely there. Absolute thievery from Douglas, predicting 6-0. But even in the darkest of dark seasons, we have had singular moments of beauty and glory that stirred the heart. You're a poet. You are a Shakespearean poet. I pictured you with a skull in your hand as you typed that. Like acting, like that. That's what I picture. How you doing, mate? Matondo, how you doing as well? Good to see you. The problem I have with Man City channels is you watch too many of them. Is they do not keep up with our real fans. Is it so hard to say Pep has made so many bad decisions that have cost us games? If you're talking to me, then I have said Pep's definitely made some decisions. Namely, I can't remember the actual game, but which the game was when he took off. Was it Kovacic for Gundogan? There was a substitution they made, and I said that single-handedly cost the game. That decision cost the game. And if you missed that watch-along, then you missed me say exactly what you're talking about. So if you're having a pop at me, mate. Great start to the chat. Thanks for tuning in, mate. Adam, reckon we get smashed today? Can't wait for this season to end, although I do think we could win the FA Cup. So do I, mate. So do I. And no need to apologies, SVG. Get involved, mate, even if you are 30 seconds behind. You might be in tune with me, because big up to Jeff. We're watching this through his means. No need to get specific about it, because otherwise I'll get swatted. I'll get people knocking on my door saying, excuse me, how are you watching this football? But yeah, thanks to Jeff, that's what I'll say. And it's big up to him. So it's going to be a little bit of a delay today. Some of you might be about a few seconds ahead of me. So avoid spoilers if you can. Lucian, good to see you, mate. How you doing? 1-2-1, but it's got a feeling my week will be ruined again. James, mate. Nice and positive from James as usual, mate. And Church, the word of the day is monumental. Monumental. That's all right. You're running out, Church. You're running out. No more 16th century words from Church at the minute. He's resorted to monumental. It's a good word, and I enjoy saying it myself. But you've come out with some corkers in the last couple of weeks, things that I needed to whip out the old Oxford Dictionary for and figure out what the you're talking about, mate. But monumental's a good one, and also 6-0. Narups, good to see you. Banter and Phil, as always, good to see you, mate. Good afternoon, Jonny. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm going for a mad game with City shading it 3-2. I suspect the only difference between the two will be home advantage. Yeah, we've got to play on that. Absolutely got to play on it. And we've got a very good record against Newcastle. Really, really good record in recent weeks. But it means nothing. All our records mean nothing this season. Absolutely nothing. Beyond the Cosmos, good to see you. Do you mind if I call you Mudau? Because I can't pronounce that first name, mate. Sorry, I'll call you Mudau. Can we please get the win? I hope so, mate. I hope so, Mudau. Tiny Space Red, good to see you. Floris as well. You, pal, good to see you. And many more. Good to see you all jumping in the chat. And you. When I see my own name there, Subtypical City, repping me. Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate it. Massive appreciation. 140 likes, right? Nice one, people. Hit the like button, everybody. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Big love to all of you. Yeah, team news. What are we going to do at the back? Because we've got Edison, which I think was to be expected. At the minute, Ortega or Edison, for me, I'm struggling to pick between them at the minute. I personally prefer Ortega for his shot-stopping ability. It depends on the opposition we go up against, because if you go up against a side that's going to get very few chances, then I think I would still edge towards Edison, But when you're expecting to concede chances, which I think we are today, I think Isak and Gordon are going to create some chances, I'm going to hit us on the break. I would probably prefer to see Ortega, but if we see a high press, I think that suits more Edison, playing out from the back. Edison's forte, definitely his strong point. I mean, the strongest point to his game by a country mile, and probably the best in the world at playing out from the back. Not so much against Real Madrid, considering as he did what he did and booting the ball to Jude Bellingham with 1 minute to go, mate. Why did he do that? Why did he do that? Why did he do that? Unbelievable decision from Edison. And I mean, that's just one of many decisions he's got wrong this season, and one of many decisions that multiple players in that same vein of shite have got wrong throughout this season. But the back four is alarming. It's alarming to look at it and picturing Isak drifting over to that left side with Anthony Gordon also being on that left side. Gvardiol, or Vardiol, whether you pronounce the G or not, again, call me out for it in the chat. Let me know how bad I am at pronunciations. You all love to do that, so keep on with that. Gvardiol, left back, coming forward with Jacob Murphy going down that side. So completing the back four for City. You've got Rico Lewis right back. A worry for me against Anthony Gordon. Kusanov, centre back with Stones, and Vardiol left back. Great news in midfield. We've got Gonzalez, Nico Gonzalez, fit to play. Absolutely buzzing about that news. That's amazing news. I thought it was going to be another one of those games where it's just like, stick him on the bench. Still nursing that injury. Hopefully he's 100% and no one goes flying into him, into that hip. Whatever it is he hurt with, rib, hip, I'm not sure what it is. But with the physicality of Tonali and Guimaraes, he's going to have his work cut out for him today. So we're going to need him to be as fit as possible, physically fit as possible. No bruises that are going to make him wince or go into a challenge at 98%. Because that 2%, mate, Guimaraes, Tonali, they're going in at 110%, mate. They're going to be flying into tackles today. So we cannot be tiptoeing and pussying out of tackles, to put it politely. We need to be flying into them today. And I'm concerned for that same thought, Gundogan. He's not that guy, you know what I mean? He's full of technical ability, but he's not physical. He's got no physical ability whatsoever. I wonder if Stones would have played had Nathan Ake or Ruben Diaz been fit and push Stones into midfield alongside Gonzalez, or Kovacic, who's on the bench. So I'm already, Matondo, having a problem with Pep Guardiola's selection. So people who are not calling out Pep, I'm not going to call out Pep and say sack him. That's the thing. There's a difference. There's finding a problem with an isolated decision within the space of 90 minutes. There's a problem there, and you can talk about it. There's no need to go like, oh, because you've said that, therefore you hate the man and would like to see the back of him and never want to see him manage your football team ever again. There's so much conversation that can happen between a bad decision in 90 minutes and sacking the man. Do you know what I mean? So I think he's made a bad decision. I don't want to see Gundogan in that midfield against this midfield, against Newcastle today. I would love to be proven wrong. Love to be proven wrong. But where I was proven right, and I completely agree with Pep Guardiola, is that front four. That's the front four, exactly how I pictured them playing against Newcastle. In my preview, if you go and watch it, well, you probably have, or if you haven't, there's no point now. So don't. Savinho, Foden, Marmoush behind Erling Haaland. That's exactly the four that I wanted to see. And the reason is, one, Foden in the middle. I thought Foden had a great impact substitution appearance against Real Madrid. I also thought he would have been more use in the middle in that game, but he had to play on the right because of Kevin De Bruyne's involvement. So now he's playing in the middle. I think hopefully we can see him finding those pockets. And in particular, even better news for Phil Foden today is they've not got five at the back, Newcastle, which I thought, something I got wrong in my preview, was I thought they would go five at the back, which says a lot, really, about Eddie Howe and the confidence that Newcastle have going into this game. Because their starting 11 is, we're going to beat Man City today. That's exactly what it says to me. It says we're not scared of Man City whatsoever. Because every time we've faced Eddie Howe and Newcastle in recent years, it's been three at the back to look after Erling Haaland. And that wouldn't be a new tactic versus Manchester City. He's already did it against Arsenal at St James's Park in the second leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final. He played three at the back with, I think it was Botman, Shah and Byrne as the middle three centre-backs. He has got Kraft. Emil Kraft could have played centre-back and played three centre-backs with wing-backs of Trippier, and today it would have been Lewis Hall or alternatively Livramento for Newcastle. And I'm surprised he's not done it in some way, because I think now City have there's going to be space for the likes of Phil Foden to find pockets in front of that back four without three at the back. I think there's going to be a bit more space for Erling Haaland, of course, to find something to get on the end of in the box. Important, really, really important for City to get the ball into the box as frequently as possible, knowing that it's only Shah and Dan Burn in there. I mean, both of them are very, very capable defenders, but Haaland against two is much better than Haaland against three all day long. So it's give and take. It's a bit of a you push and I pull sort of situation with Newcastle versus City today, with that starting 11 in particular. And in the midfield three for Newcastle, you got Tonali, Guimaraes and Joe Willock, which is the alternative to Joel Linton, which is amazing news that we're not facing him today, because, I mean, we'd have lost this game already. If he was playing, guaranteed loss. I'm sorry, but Tonali, Guimaraes and Joel Linton, they'd bully us. They would just bully us all day long with Gonzalez. Even Gonzalez, who's physical and enjoys it. You put Gundogan in there. And maybe Gundogan's in there because Pep knew Joel Linton wasn't playing. I'm almost certain he wouldn't play Gundogan against Joel Linton, because he'd just batter him. He'd batter him off the park. So, yeah, Joe Willock, who is a much more of a technical player, a little bit more on the agility side rather than the physical side of his game. He's not much one to get stuck into a tackle. Can play on the wing as well. Actually, you could swap Murphy and Willock around. Not so much Murphy in midfield, but definitely you could play Willock on the wing. So he's definitely someone who's a bit more quick, a little bit more agile. So hopefully Tonali and Guimaraes, there's going to be a hole in that midfield that Joel Linton normally fills. And the front three, in particular two of the front three, just terrify me. Jacob Murphy on the right, Alexander Isak, centre forward, got to keep him quiet, and Anthony Gordon, who is going to be running up and down that wing against Rico Lewis. And if Rico Lewis is beaten, who's stepping across? Kusanov. So, yeah. I love Kusanov at the minute. I like the attitude. I think there's a promising player there, but this is a big ask. This is a big ask. I've spoke to them, mate. I have spoke to them. Thurvin, Ivory, Jonny, Daps and Big Steve want you badly as their guests of honour. And we are both, we are the South Stand channels. Mate, I've spoke to them already and it's going to happen. I'm going to speak to them and I'm going to sort it out. It's going to be sometime next week. I don't know when. I always have camera problems. I always have problems. Even outside of streaming, I always have problems. I'm full of problems, mate. But my camera often has problems. When I try to link up with people, it's always crap. Happy birthday, Hannah. Happy birthday. Have a bloody good one. Happy birthday, Hannah. Happy birthday in the chat for Hannah. She's a regular around here, so big up to you, Hannah. Yeah, absolutely. Well said, Isa. How you doing, mate? Happy birthday. Have a good one, Hannah. Let's hope we win for Hannah. That'd be great. But yeah, who was it who said it? I can't remember. I've lost it now. I've lost it anyway. But yeah, I will be... there you are. There you are. Yeah, I will be doing it, mate. I will be doing it. Hopefully next week. It's probably after the second leg in Real Madrid, maybe the week after that. But yeah, I need to sort out my camera because whenever I try to link up with people, my camera just doesn't work. The camera I'm using now, which you can see works perfectly fine, but whenever I try to do a voice call or something on StreamYard or Team Chats or whatever, you know what I mean? All the software that's out there for voice calls and things like that, it never seems to work. So yeah, a bit crap. Leicester City fan, how you doing, mate? Shame you couldn't win today. I didn't see your comment, but I saw that one. And shit. Yeah, I was kind of hoping you'd do. Well, if you did us a favour, to be honest, big time now, mate. Big time with Big Steve and big times, mate. Absolutely. Yeah, I fully respect them, man. I fully respect them, and I fully respect that comment right there as well. But yeah, I'm losing track here. Leicester fan, yeah, I'm gutted that Arsenal won. In my head, I'm thinking we could potentially catch them if they dropped points today. But I'm like, realistically, nah, we're not catching them, mate. We're not catching them. Big up DS Ford, mate. Thank you very much. Your support has been fantastic over the recent weeks. I've noticed it, mate. Lots and lots of comments from you, and really, really positive and supportive of the channel, mate. Really appreciate it. Name a game we've won with Gundogan and Lewis starting. I don't know, mate. I don't know. I'm sure it's happened. It must have happened at some point. Maybe not this season, but my prediction was 2-1, Jason. I was going to go 2-1. It's kind of changed a little bit since the starting 11 because I was expecting Diaz and Ake to look after Isak. And I feel like 2-1 then is like still a bit touch and go, considering we've got John Stones and Kusanov in there. Again, different pronunciation. Kusanov in there. I've lost my confidence to go for 2-1. I'm going to change it at the last minute, which is a bit naughty. A little bit naughty. 2-2 I'm going to go for. I feel like we're not going to keep a clean sheet at all, even with Ruben Diaz or Ake. I feel like we're too sloppy. We're just too sloppy. We continuously give the ball away in stupid positions. So there's nothing this season that's made me think that's going to change. At any point, anytime there's been a win, it's been like, well, we still made mistakes in the win. Even Chelsea, Kusanov, in 2 minutes. Even that game, that was like, it felt like a very good day for Manchester City, but the mistakes were still there. Leighton Orient, Nico Gonzalez giving the ball away in the halfway line. We won the game, but it was still sloppy. You're hoping there's no sloppiness from Manchester City, but it's all in the head. It's all in the head. Big up to you, Big M. Thank you very much. We are a matter of, I'll tell you how many we are away in a second, because we are very close to 30,000. We are 47 subscribers away from 30k. So make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. Yeah, bollocks, Douglas. Absolute bollocks. Yeah, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button and hitting the like button as well. Get me to 30k. That'd be amazing. Amazing to get to 30,000. Absolutely buzzing about that. Really, really good. 47 more, you pal. That's exactly right, mate. But Jax, you feel like Kevin De Bruyne should be starting. I'm okay with it. I feel like what that means is he's going to probably play against Real Madrid, which I thought he was poor against Real Madrid in the first leg. I thought he was really poor. He offered absolutely nothing. And what was so frustrating about Kevin De Bruyne's performance was there was the odd moment to do something with it. It wasn't like, he was stifled out of the game and City got peppered by Real Madrid. There were definitely moments where he found nice little pockets of space. His radar was just broken for the day. It was just not working. And all the corners coming in from Kevin De Bruyne, how many corners came in? And Courtois just went, are you serious? Cheers. Thank you very much. Bang, straight into the hands of Thibaut Courtois. Which is not the first time Kevin De Bruyne has sent something into the hands of Thibaut Courtois. That was dark. That was a dark thing. People probably don't know the story behind that, but some of you do will think that was a bit uncalled for. A little bit uncalled for. But William, thank you very much for the super chat, mate. I'm calm about top 4 Chelsea are shit. I could have said anything then, but I really emphasised that word. I love emphasising the word shit. But yeah. I feel bad about what I just said about Kevin De Bruyne, man. That was dark. That was dark. But yeah, I do think Chelsea seem to be their own worst enemy at the minute, William. I think you're absolutely right. I mean, the result yesterday, they were so underwhelming. I only caught a little bit of it because it was Valentine's Day, wasn't it? So I didn't do anything really. We just had a Domino's. We got 2 kids, so what chance have we got to actually do anything decent? We didn't really have any opportunities, but we had a Domino's. As lovely as it gets, really. Same thing we do every week, really, just was a different takeaway. But I did catch a bit of the Chelsea game, sneaking it on my phone, just like that. And I watched it, and every time I saw it, it's just like Brighton coming forward. They dominated the game. I watched the highlights back as well, and yeah, and according to a lot of the people that watched the full 90 minutes, and according to the highlights that I watched, yeah, Chelsea were poor, really poor. And it's a surprising result because this is a Brighton side that, while they definitely played well in the game, they just lost 7-0 to Forest. They just got absolutely battered, which could be a reason why they played well. A little bit of a bounce back, a little bit of revenge taken out on Chelsea, a little bit of a wounded animal, like showing their claws, which teams often do after a spanking, don't they? But yeah, Chelsea were just poor. So I do have a little bit of confidence that we can still scrape into this top 4. But we've got Newcastle, just as much as we're worried about or thinking we're confident to overtake Chelsea. We've got Newcastle who are playing today. So we beat Newcastle. Chelsea lost. It's a great weekend. Who Forest got? I've forgotten who Forest have got. They've got a win. Is it Fulham? Are they playing Fulham? Because that's not easy if that's right in my head. In my head, I want to say Fulham. I can't remember now. And Wolves have got Liverpool. I don't know why I'm bothered about that result whatsoever. But, yeah, I don't know, mate. But Hannah, thank you very much for the super chat. Hannah, really appreciate your support. You've been an absolute legend on this channel. And you forgot to send the message. I knew you did. And I knew you did. Can't watch the stream today, so I decided to show my support this way. Massive respect, Hannah. No worries at all. And enjoy your birthday, most importantly. Hope we get the win for you. And yeah, thanks very much for the support as always, Hannah. Good to see you, True Blue. How you doing, mate? How you doing? And Poland's gone 2-1 or 2-2. Exactly the prediction I went for, mate. 2-1 to City. Was my prediction, but the game's we are 9 minutes away. But yeah, what are your predictions? I haven't seen many numbers in the chat. Apart from City Boy Africa has gone 5-0 City. And of course Church and Douglas is now joining in the lunacy of 6-0. But yeah, Vincent, mate, appreciate your support, but just chill on the spamming, mate. I'll read as many as I can. And yeah, Roy's gone 3-2. Saliuz has gone 2-0 City. ZH's gone 3-1 City. Fantasy Allway 2-2. On a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you of a win? 6. 6 out of 10 confidence today, Hot Hits. Which I think is reasonable. I think that's reasonable because that's saying there's a 4 out of 10 chance that Newcastle will win, which is kind of stupid, actually, when you think of it like that. But I'm still saying with the home advantage is going to be key. And City, even though we ballsed it up against Real Madrid, I still feel like there was moments of reasonableness. You know, adequate football is the best way to describe. So 10 minutes of adequacy, if that's a word. I think it's a word. We were adequate. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, we're bloody brilliant. No, it was like, yeah, we did all right. We scored 2 goals, you know, a penalty, which was a stonewaller, and we scored a very good team goal. There was moments outside of that where we hit the bar in the second half. A little moment with Kevin De Bruyne and Haaland where that was the only moment with Kevin De Bruyne, actually, but a nice moment where they linked up, forcing a shot from, a save, from Thibaut Courtois. But yeah, ultimately, I think looking back at the match with my blue-tinted glasses off, Real Madrid probably deserved to win that through the chances that they created. But it's so frustrating that they were so wasteful. They missed so many opportunities and just ballooned so many over the bar, which I think is a problem for Real Madrid to talk about on Real Madrid channels, to be honest, not on here. Because it's not we don't need to talk about how crap they were at finishing, but you've got Kylian Mbappe up front, mate. And the whole thing's about Kylian Mbappe being the best player in the world. But I think even though he got himself a goal, I still feel Erling Haaland came off that pitch with the future 2 superstar players supposedly replacing Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi, which I think both of them are completely different. All 4 players have completely different styles. But, you know, in terms of challenging for Ballon d'Ors, apparently the future's meant to be Mbappe and Haaland. Well, I think Haaland is still much closer to a Ballon d'Or than Mbappe is right now. There was that one season where he won a World Cup with France, but other than that, Mbappe, for me, he was nowhere near at it. Even though he scored, I thought he was very, very wasteful. Still dangerous, but wasteful. I'd be pulling my hair out if I was a Real Madrid fan with the opportunities that he just smashed over the bar. You know, even the goal he scored was an absolute scabber. You know, proper lucky goal that was, wasn't it? He didn't mean it whatsoever. Tom Muffin's gone 2-0 City. Ice Dragon 3-2. Lots of confidence today. I'm liking it. Harry 4-2. Kieran's gone 3-0 City. Big M 3-1 Newcastle, but happy to be wrong. I think that's reasonable, mate. You know what? I think that's reasonable. People say score first and then we're in trouble. Let them score first and we have the ability to come back because, you know, we conceded against Leyton Orient. We conceded first against Chelsea. But we conceded first against Arsenal and we got pumped 5-1. So I'm not sure you want to read too much into that. I just feel like City in the early stages of the games, which is again a massive indication of where your head's at, where you're thinking. How are you crossing that white line? Where's your mentality at? You know, when you're crossing the white line, the first 10 minutes is a real indication of the confidence and the nerves that are on show. Akanji in 1 minute against Arsenal at the Emirates, an absolute disaster. Kusanov, the first 2-3 minutes against Chelsea, just a bag of nerves. He was always going to be. As an individual, it was his debut. On top of the fact that it's a Manchester City squad that's devoid of confidence anyway, you throw in a kid who's making his debut against Chelsea. You add all that up and make a big, juicy, nervous sandwich. Do you know what I mean? Of course it was going to be a problem for Kusanov early on in the game. Of course it was. And he made a mistake. And that's always going to be the case. And you can see it in the first 10 minutes, how they feel. What's the aura like that they're taking out of the dressing room and onto the football pitch? What's the feelings? You know, and Manchester City, only West Ham have conceded more goals in the first 10 minutes of games this season than Manchester City. Only West Ham. So, and they've had to change managers, haven't they, at some stage. So the fact that we are where we are right now with a very difficult circumstance with the nerves that we show, first 10 minutes of this game is going to be absolutely key. It's going to be key. And you're absolutely right, Isa. Completely agree. Diaz has been a massive loss, So many games we've lost him as well. Big up Random Ipswich fan, mate. Nice to see you tuning in. Who have you got this weekend? I had all the fixtures in my head. I always forget as soon as I start doing a stream. I forget loads of shit, to be honest. But Messi Magic's gone 4-2. But also says we're going to lose. So presumably that's 4-2 to Newcastle. Mad Hatter, mate, how you doing? Jonny, 46 goals conceded in 22 games. It's different, mate, actually. It's 57 goals in 38 games in all competitions. Pep must be questioned. This defensive system is a disaster. You're absolutely right in terms of the numbers being poor. Pep questioned in certain aspects, I think. I think injuries have played a part, in all honesty. I do think the fact that, just examples today, you know, we start 3 days ago, Nathan Ake was fine, Ruben Diaz was fine. Everything was going to be hunky-dory. Well, at least with the back four, you're thinking everything should be okay. Injured straight away. 1 game later, the 2 centre-backs who played that game, gone. So I don't think Pep can be blamed for that just bad luck. It's just uprooted the whole back four. It's a completely different back line. So I don't think Pep can be blamed for the system entirely. I can't emphasise enough how much it's mental. I think it's a psychological aspect because it doesn't matter the system. We've changed the system many, many times, mate. So many times. We've changed individuals and tried putting so many different players in different systems. With Núñez, with Gvardiol going up and down, we've seen Gvardiol stay back. We've seen Núñez going up and down. We've seen Núñez stay back. We've seen a 4-3-3 system. We've seen a 4-2-3-1 system. We've seen a 4-1-2-1-2 sort of system with like a diamond in the middle with Kevin De Bruyne going on the left wing. There's been many, many systems. I don't think it matters what he does at the minute. There's just a complete fragility within the mindset of these football players that I just, some of them are thinking about what they're going to do next season. I'm looking at Bernardo Silva. Kyle Walker was one of them. He's already pulled that string a bit early. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm off now. See you later. I'm doing it now. You know, he obviously had plans to do it last year and we persuaded him to stay. He wanted to go to Bayern Munich. So I think some of these players aren't here anymore. Psychologically, they're not here with the players, which is why I'm so happy to see Savinho, Foden, Marmoush and Haaland up front, the front four for Manchester City today. I think that's so important to the way we play the game today, because those four, for me, and Kusanov as well. I think Gonzalez is for the future. Lewis is here for the future. Gvardiol. The only players for me on that pitch today from Manchester City that have questionable futures are Ederson, Stones and Gundogan. And Gundogan's not even that questionable. It's pretty obvious he's on his way out after this. I mean, he could become a coach. He's getting that wrong side of 30. He's arguably going to retire, let alone find another football club. Stones, for me, I think injury records are going to force Manchester City to make a centre-back signing. And Ederson, he too seems to feel, again, there was rumours of him potentially leaving last season. He was a bit arsey about the whole Ortega situation when he played against Spurs and he got too much praise, things like that. So I'm curious to see how we do today. But the game is about to get underway and it's going to be Phil Foden to kick us off. And big up to Jeff, by the way. There you are, Jeff. I'll talk to you in a minute, mate. Massive respect. Big up to Jeff for making this stream possible, because without Jeff, I wouldn't be able to watch. Jeff, in a minute, mate, I'm going to have to turn the subtitles off. I hope that doesn't affect your subtitles, because I can't concentrate with subtitles, mate. I hope you don't mind. Come on. What are we doing? Oh, rough. Game's underway. Come on, City. Referee being a bit teased there. A bit of a tease me. Phil Foden. How do you turn these subtitles off, Jeff? Where are the subtitles? There they are. I hope you don't mind. I've turned them off, Jeff. Sorry, mate. I hope that's not affected you in any way. Apologies if it does. It's those. You're fully familiar with the English accent, aren't you? But big up Mad Hatter for the comment, mate. I appreciate it. Phil Foden on the edge of the area. But yeah, do you know, just to give you reference, if you're still watching Mad Hatter, so yeah, in terms of all competitions, 57 goals in 38 games in all competitions this season, Manchester City have conceded. Last season, we conceded 54 goals, which is 3 goals less in total than we'd have at this stage. So 54 goals in 59 games. So just because I made that sound very complicated. 57 in 38 this season, 54 in 59 this last season. So massive difference, an unbelievable difference, with arguably nearly 20 games to go for Manchester City if we were to reach the latter, well, we're not going to reach the latter stages of the Champions League, are we? But, yeah, so many goals have gone in this season. It's been ridiculous. Good to see you, Clara. I've gone 2-2. I changed it. It was 2-1. I've gone 2-2 in the end, just because that back line worries me a little bit. With Ruben Diaz now being out and Nathan Ake being out, yeah, a bit concerned. But so far, City have held the ball pretty well, and Newcastle have actually dropped quite deep. And Phil Foden's going to be he's the orchestrator today, big time, looking at his positioning. And I'm already quite pleased with how he's positioned himself on this pitch. Look at him already. He's pulling strings. There you go. Into Marmoush. That's a foul, is it not, referee? Oh, we got one of them. We're going to be a knob today, are we? All right, okay. We're going to be a knob today. I do as well, Jeff. I hope you don't mind. I've turned them off for the football. It's easy to turn it back on, mate. I don't know why I'm ruining your life by making you have to turn the subtitles back on. But I normally have them on. And do you know why? It's because I'm stuffing my face with food when I'm watching TV, so I can't hear it. So I just can't hear what they're saying. And also, there's a 1-year-old like down the, not now, but there usually is a 1-year-old down the corridor, so we can't exactly blast it. But yeah, I do normally have subtitles on for TV, but football, I can't have a commentator. I already don't want to hear them, let alone see what they're saying. I bet some people have got subtitles on for me, because they're talking absolute crap. Come on, City. Long ball over the top. There's that long ball that we've seen. Many times. So you're wondering if Newcastle are going to go for a man-for-man system when City get the ball in that back line, when it's around the edge of our own area with Edison and Kusanov and Stones. You're wondering, I want to see it again if it happens, what sort of system Newcastle are going to do to sort of prevent us getting out. And if it's man-to-man, then we're going to see Edison going long. That's what we're going to see. Kusanov ball into Foden was asking a lot of Foden, tried to poke it round the corner, but strong there from Kusanov in Anthony Gordon. He's given away a foul, but he's hurt Anthony Gordon in the process. Stomped on his heel, actually. Accidental, to be honest. It was just strong. I don't think he meant it. But yeah, make sure you're hitting that like button, everybody. Thanks for tuning into Typical City. Oh, and Jeff, your food's on the way. Sent it yesterday. Or no, the day before. So it's on the way. Your artwork is on the way to avoid food charges. But anyway. Free kick to Newcastle. Tonali going long. Trippier over the top here. Is he going to bring it under or is it going to be a goal kick? It's going to be a goal kick. That was poor. That was poor from Newcastle. I think they'll be gutted today if they don't win this. Because I think this is the one time, really, in recent years that Newcastle have come to the Etihad, arguably as favourites, you know. Long ball over the top. There you go again. Here's Haaland. Go on, mate, all the way. Oh, heavy touch from Haaland's. A bit of a poor touch from Haaland there. But the space that he was afforded, thanks to the man-to-man from Newcastle, there's going to be space. We're going to see that a lot today. And it was shocking defending from Newcastle at the back. But Haaland, as he starts entering the penalty area, takes a far too heavy a touch there, presents Dan Burn the opportunity to come flying into the tackle. But we got a corner. And Mamouche, who is normally a lethal deliverer of the football. And here he goes. And it was a bit of a crap one. So, yeah. Come on, Omar. Rico Lewis out to Gundogan. The link-up everyone's been craving for today. And we've given it away. Foden intercepts. Back to Rico. I do still feel people are harsh on Rico. I think he's been... He got off to a good start to the season, I think. I think he did all right. I just think he... in recent weeks... some of the stuff he's done has been indefensible, regardless of your age, regardless of the fact that you're one of us, you're from the academy, you're a mank. It doesn't matter. It's just not good enough at the end of the day. But I still think people are too harsh with their hatred for Rico Lewis. And I actually think Gundogan in recent weeks has turned a bit of a corner. He's certainly not been brilliant, but he's been okay. You know what I mean? At the start of the season, no one was saying anything that bad about him until about 10 games in when they realised he's had about 10 stinkers in a row. And then it was like, hang on a minute. Hang on a gosh darn picking bloody minute. Gundogan's poo. And and then we all started hating him. And then he started to be okay. Like 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10. Nothing like 8, 9 out of 10. Just meh. And still people want to hate on him. People get into habits, don't they, and favouritism with habitual favouritism. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I don't think Gundogan's been brilliant at all this season, but he's certainly not been terrible in recent weeks. We need to see a big performance from Savinho today. Just got caught on the ball, but we've still got it. Gundogan coming forward, plays a nice little ball into Foden, but couldn't take it with him. Foden still got it. Referee's thinking about giving a handball, doesn't fall for it. All the Newcastle hands went up in the air then. But City have dominated the ball so far in this game. All City so far, which is good to see. You're just hoping we don't give the ball away like that. Foden, we get it back though. We get it back. Foden dinks one forward here. And what a ball that was. Even Gvardiol wasn't expecting it, but right on the money, right into the path of Gvardiol that was. And he's got Jacob Murphy to get past. Back to Gundogan, looking for a ball into the box. Just plays it simply inside to Rico, lays it off to Foden. Rico, mate, he didn't want that there. Foden's getting a lot of bad passes to him. He doesn't really want it there. You know, and it's good that they trust him. I think that's a good sign. It's like David Silva, do you know what I mean? The David Silva, in all of these positions that Phil Foden has received the ball in this game, David Silva wouldn't lose it. That's how good David Silva was. You know, he's absolutely sensational. But you could pass it to David Silva in a phone box with 3 Newcastle players in the phone box with him, and he still wouldn't lose it. But Marmoush there. Marmoush. I hate it. I hate it. I'm done with it. I'm sick of it. And I know it's Marmoush this time, but when a player goes like that to the fans now, I'm so bored of that thing that football players do. Now it's such it's trendy for football players to make a tackle or an interception and go, come on, to the fans, isn't it? It's like, just fucking crack on, mate. Do you know what I mean? Here comes Isak. Down the right-hand side with Stones to beat. There's numbers back for City here. Rico behind you, mate. Offside. He's offside. Gimaresh comes forward there. Found a little avenue to run into. And thankfully, he was offside. Make sure you're hitting that like button, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. He's definitely slow. But he never was quick. Do you know what I mean? When was Gundogan ever quick? He's never been about speed. His ability on the ball is why Gundogan is Gundogan. The reason we all loved him and still do, or you should do, for what he's done at this football club. And Marmoush there was asking. I mean, Edison's giving him a difficult ball to control there, but still, it's coming back straight away here. And Gimaresh, Newcastle are starting to get a hold of this game a little bit. The last minute at least. Created little passages of play in midfield. Lewis Hall. Anthony Gordon inside to Lewis Hall. He's got Willock on the overlap. Goes back to Anthony Gordon. To Tonali. Come on, City. We've been playing well so far, but these are the moments where you've got to be strong. These are the moments. Lewis Hall. Rico Lewis wins his header. Savinha, man on. Back to Gonzalez. Kusanov, back to Edison. Goes long. To nobody. Yeah, if we got fake scores, mate, just bin them off. Bin them. It's been okay so far. Just need to see Phil Foden getting into these little pockets of space again, because it was filling me with confidence. Newcastle have not been solid in this game. They've been sloppy as well. They've actually been giving it away, and Savinho's taking up an opportunity here. Go on, mate. Go on, Savinho. Oh, it's a good little run then. He chose to chop inside. I mean, we're talking about... I don't know how he squeezed through there. In fact, he didn't, to be honest. The ball did. He didn't. He got stifled out of it eventually. But it was a turn of speed that we've seen from him before. Tries to go inside Tonali and Lewis Hall. And the ball made it there, but he himself didn't, because Lewis Hall positioned himself quite well in the end. Looking forward to Savinho's future at City. I think we've got a player on our hands that we've just not seen the best of yet. I think we're going to see the best of him next season. I think we're going to see the best of most of these players next season, to be honest. Apart from you're looking at Gundogan and Stones and arguably Edison. Other than that, I think everyone else will just be a better version of themselves next season. Stones going long. One for Marmoush to chase. Can he get this? Dubrav come flying out of his goal here. Oh, Marmoush, mate. I thought like he could have done something there. Didn't really fancy sticking a foot in then. Dubravka's down by the corner flag, like shepherding the ball out of play. He didn't even try to go round him or poke it through his legs or try and nick it off him. Just give him a bit of one of them, even if you give a free kick away. Just try it on, mate. Try it. Do you reckon, Kieran? I think you might be right. And in which case, is Ortega then number one? Great ball by Marmoush into Haaland, but he's on his own. Heavy touch again from Haaland. Needs to do better there, Haaland, because that was a good ball by Marmoush. He's a quality keeper, isn't he, Big M? He's a quality keeper. I'm just wondering about the ability to play out from the back. What's the Porto lad, the Portugal goalkeeper's name? I've forgotten his bloody name now. Was the number 1 for Portugal in the Euros or the World Cup, whatever. Diego Costa. Yeah. I reckon that's who we would go for. If and he's also a complete knobhead as well, but that's funny. He is quite funny. What he did with the World Cup, man, it's definitely my sort of humour, that. 100% my sort of humour. Pretending the World Cup trophies are your knob. That is absolutely first-class comedy. I mean, it's so disrespectful to the whole of football. The whole of football was mocked. Do you know what I mean? He's pretending the trophy's his knob. That's so funny. Martinez. And his wind-up stuff with penalties and stuff like that. But with the ball at his feet, yeah, we need a keeper that can control that football. It can be chilled with it. You know, Ederson's ridiculous with it at his feet, or he at least was unbelievable. I still think he's very good, and even though he's not been at that level this season, he's given a couple away through lapses of concentration. I still think Ederson's like up there as one of the best in the world, maybe still the best in the world. Gvardiol looking for a run there, but well marshalled. He's gone to fucking space, Gvardiol. Foden's won it. Good ball by Marmoush. Foden whips it in, and Haaland should have been going there. Foden's absolutely right. That ball was spot on. Haaland's got to be busting a lung to get in that near post there. 3 little moments from Haaland have annoyed me a little bit. 2 heavy touches, and just caught on his heels a little bit there, because Foden was in a good position to cross the ball there. He whips it in the near post where there was a large pocket of space. And Haaland was just a bit slow to get across his man and get into that near post. Ball into Marmoush. There's a good one. Marmoush fires it well over the bar, mate. But good football. Good football all round, really. Good pass from Gundogan out to Gvardiol. Vision from Gvardiol to wait for the little avenue to appear for Marmoush. Good touch by Marmoush. Takes it into his stride. Left foot smashes it over the bar. Over the bar. Over the bar. That's exactly right, Messi. Oh. Newcastle go long. Kusanov strong with the header there against Isak. Wasn't really one to go up in the air for it. He didn't really need to jump for it. But Haaland closing down Dubravka. Foden now joining in the press. Well intercepted by Marmoush. It's sloppy. Haaland. Oh, Marmoush, mate. That's so easy. His ball to Haaland was just overhit. Let's have another look at this. But the ball from Shah was shocking. And then Marmoush just a little bit too much on it. But Newcastle, like I said a minute ago, they've been sloppy. And they've only continued to carry on the sloppiness. And Marmoush has just given a shocker away. Again, we're in trouble here. Marmoush, mate, what have you done? Isak, get back, Kusanov. Players back. Gvardiol, well in, Gvardiol. Brilliant defending from Josko. But Marmoush, mate, not had a good start to his Manchester City career, has he, Marmoush, in all honesty? I thought there's so many signs for me that make me think player. There's a player there. But you've got to cut that out. That was really sloppy, that one. The one where he overhits it to Haaland's, like, first of all, you intercept. I thought Savinho had given it away then. But Gonzalez was switched on to the danger behind him. But City is still not out of their shape yet, with Newcastle high on the press here. And Gonzalez thinks, fuck it, go long. Good decision, to be honest. Get us out of that position, because we were boxed in then, big time. Savinho's got it back after a lovely little dinked ball by Rico. But yeah, the one where Marmoush tries to send Haaland away after a brilliant interception. So that's great from Marmoush to intercept that pass. Then he overhits it. You can forgive him. You know what I mean? That's not the end of the world. The idea was good. Just then, though, before they came away, that was really, really basic. 5-yard pass. I'm not even sure who he was trying to pass to be honest. Just tries to poke it. Look, I think he was looking for a 1-2 because he passed it with the outside of his boot and carried on running like you do with a 1-2. But he gave it away. It was really sloppy. Edison's gone long, and it's Marmoush. He's in, one-on-one, and he's done the business! Marmoush gets his first Manchester City goal! Yes! Yes! Great ball from Edison, who gets the assist. Redemption for Edison after his catastrophic mistake against Real Madrid. Bags himself an assist and gets Marmoush onto the score sheet. 1-0. Let's go! Yes. Lovely finish. Lovely finish. Marmoush gets his first goal. That's what I'm saying. The man-to-man's been on all game. They're going long. And Edison's vision is just brilliant. How simple is that to just one long ball over the top, and it's humiliating. It's humiliating for Newcastle because we've done this against many sides, and I can't believe sides still think man-to-man is a good ploy against Manchester City when we've got the ability to go long like this. People say Pep's system, Pep doesn't know what he's doing. He waits. He knows what you're going to do. If you go press, yeah, we'll have to play out from the back. You know, if you're keeping your shape at the back, we'll have to play out. You go man-to-man and mark our players like that and push up to the halfway line like Chelsea did, like Brighton do, and we've scored goals against them like Huddersfield did a year or two ago, 3 years ago now. Ball over the top, mate. It's on all day long. I'll be surprised if they carry on doing this, Newcastle. I really will. Buzzing for Marmoush. He needed that. He needed that because there's been moments in the game, this game and previous games where I think he's looked a bit uncertain in front of goal, but that was a really composed. I think Dubravka made his mind up for him nice and easy because it was a ball over the top. As it bounces, it sits up nicely for him. Dubravka comes out sort of aimlessly, really, to the edge of his area, and he just side foot loops it over the head of Dubravka. 1-0. Good finish. One you'd be really disappointed if he got wrong, to be honest. One that you expect someone of his ability to be absolutely bagging it. And he did exactly that. But Kusanov on the ball, plays it back to Edison. Edison has to go long there because I think the ball from Kusanov was accurate, but a little bit pacey, considering how close he was to him. So Edison just had to go first time with that. I think we deserve it. I think we deserve to be 1-0 up. I really do. Big up, Timmy. How you doing, mate? And Mad Hatter, mate. You're absolutely buzzing, mate. Good to see you, Timmy. And Ryan as well. He will fully start to settle now. He's scored. We need control, says Zachary. I think he just ran away. I think he ran away going like that to the Newcastle fans. That's what he did. He went, fuck you, going, magpies, fuck you. That's what he did. No, he didn't. He didn't do anything like that. He just celebrated and went like that, I think. That's what I would have done if I was Marmoush. Because I'm a knobhead who likes winding people up. But only behind by 30 seconds, but even your voice is like 2 seconds behind your video, is it? I'm sorry about that. Seems all right to me. Is it behind? Am I actually behind in terms of like out of sync? It seems perfectly fine on my screen over there. That's all right. Good. Sorry, Micah, mate. Good. Nice one, Trey. You sneakily became a member. Thank you very much for becoming a member. I might have already thanked you, but I appreciate that, mate. Thank you. Plus, my lips just flap so quick, so maybe you're just keeping up. But I am going to be a little bit behind, yeah, because 3 o'clock kickoffs, I always will be. Because streaming. He's looked good so far, mate. Devious. He's looked good. He's got swagger about him, Kusanov, that I'm so pleased to see it now. Considering the start of his Manchester City career was a stinker. That Marmouche move, by the way, straight out of the Haaland textbook. That is. By the way, his celebration was this, and then a knee slide for whoever it was who was asking. Sorry, I forgot who asked, but yeah, big up Douglas. Like and subscribe, everybody. How are we? Nearly at 30k, everybody. Ball into Marmouche, deflected, 2-0 Marmouche! Marmouche! 2-0! That's what we've signed. That's what we've signed. Get in the back of the net. 2-0. The Egyptian prince doing the business. Soon to take the crown of the Egyptian king. But the Egyptian prince is doing the business. And he's onside. He's onside there. Big old Dan Burn keeping him onside. Bit of a deflection, but who gives a shit? 2-0. Ha ha. 3-2 Newcastle, this one's finishing, I'm telling you right now. Tell you right now. Come on. Nothing stupid now. Go and get a third. Let's kill the game. Let's kill it off. Buzzing. Hat trick. Yeah. 29983 subscribers. So we are 15 subscribers away from 30k. It's going to be a good day if we do it. Man City win, get to 30k, buzzing. I said this morning in the shower, it's going to be a good day today. It's going to be a good day. Fucking stupendous tackle from... Savinho, mate, with a double nutmeg. Oh, I just feel a bit aroused. I'm aroused by that. What? Oh, Rico, what are you doing? Fuck's sake, I just went absolutely shriveled after seeing that from Rico. Savinho got me all giddy, and then Rico made me go... Fucking hell. We're all right, though. We've got the ball still, but Jesus Christ. Oh, man. What a start to the game. Going long again. Here we go. Haaland going to do the old push. Go on, let's up in the air. That he's fucking about with it. He's fucking... Oh! Haaland nearly get on the end of that. I want to go back to the first goal, though, because Marmouche is straight out of the Haaland textbook. I was about to say before he actually bagged himself a second. But it's that ball over the top where the defender's doing the same thing as you are, but you've positioned yourself as the forward. And you know the flight of the ball's going to land in front of you. And the defender is not looking. So they're just looking and then they just bump into you because you're stood there. You know, it's like basketball. Anyone who watched basketball, I'm sure there's plenty of Americans with a screen. Oh, Kusanov there nearly got caught on it. You know, when you do a little screen in basketball, like you block someone like that and they don't see you coming, but you put your body in there and just block the body like that. It's kind of like that in a way, but you're doing it for your own pass to come into your path. And then away you go one-on-one all of a sudden. How many times have we seen Haaland do that? Just body check someone. And it's legal because you don't have to get out of the way. He's just stood there. Haaland was stood there. He run into him. So it's a perfectly legal move. And it's very effective when it comes off. But very rarely are we afforded this amount of space in behind a defence like this. And when we do, I'm surprised teams keep doing it. I am. But anyway, before I get too giddy, 2-0 is absolutely not done. I said that to my lads, the team that I manage today. We were 2-0 up at half-time. We drew 2-2. So if that's an omen for today, I'll be pissed off. I really will be. 2-0 up. And they were all coming off like, hey! And I was like, fucking wind your neck in, lads. I didn't say fucking because they're 7 years old, but like, fucking knobhead, you little shits. Like, no, I didn't do any of that. But, yeah, I told them 2-0. No, nowhere near done. And they were like, oh, no, it'll be all right. 2-2. Isaac's coming forward. You dinked it. Rico, clear it, mate. Well done. Get under it. Clear it. Gonzalez, cool as a cucumber, pokes it through to Gundogan. Well played, Nico Gonzalez. And Gundogan and Rico, all three of you there contributed to effectively getting that ball forward. I'm loving this front four at the minute with Savinho and Foden. Here we go, Foden edge of the area. Back to Savinho, first time. Oh, and it's saved by Dubravka. And the ball came out and then smacked. Oh, if he could just put that a little bit more in the corner. This should have been 3-0. That should have been 3-0. Great stuff between Savinho and Foden. I'm loving the setup at the front. And Gonzalez is looking composed. Kusanov's winning most of his tackles. A little bit of a shaky one came into the box a minute ago where he sort of awkwardly cleared it, and then I think it was Stones who finished off the clearance. Is that Gundogan, by the way, who gets the assist? It's an assist for Gundogan, by the way, who found Marmoush for the second goal. Haaland! Oh, and it's saved off the line. The fucking replay, man. I'm sick of it. How many times does that happen? Just looking inside fucking Pep's ear hole. Like, watch the game, cameraman. Fucking who gives a shit what Pep's doing? Just fucking watch the game. Ball in from Haaland. And it's cleared. An amazing clearance, to be honest, from Dan Burn. I don't know how he didn't put that into his own net. He's having a laugh about it with Haaland. But yeah, good bit of defending. But yeah, should have been 3-0. Should have been 4 before that. Big up, William, mate. Thanks for the super chat. A CDM making us better. Who would have thought? Who would have thunk? Who would have thunk? You're absolutely right, mate. He's doing a great job. He's doing a great job so far. Ball in. It's crap. Straight into the hands of Dubravka. Saw that. Every corner against Real Madrid, didn't we? But, yeah, don't subscribe, please. No, nobody subscribe. Thanks very much. I think that's what you meant anyway. Oh, no substitutes. Right, no subs. Fair enough, fair enough. Oh, we've given it away. We've given it away. It's Isak. It's going to be 2-1. It's going to be 2-1. Oh, and it's just gone wide. Fuck me. Is that Gvardiol? It's Gvardiol's pass to Nico Gonzalez there. It wasn't ready for it. That was just... People could look at Gonzalez for not being ready for that, but Gvardiol playing that ball to him was a crap pass. That's exactly the sort of shit we've been doing all season. Great performance. 29 minutes of top-notch football from Manchester City. One mistake, nearly 2-1. Game changes. Everything changes. And we probably don't win the game from that point. Because of that, we've got to cut it out. Okay? You've made a mistake. You've got away with it. Calm yourself. Don't let it get any worse. Edison, free corner ball, and he's punched it clear. But yeah, cut that shit out, man. Long ball in here. Big, strong header by, I think it was Stones or Gvardiol, one of the two at the back post there. You just compose yourself now. It's fine. Making the mistake is okay when you get away with it, and then you just learn from it. You know what I mean? Marmoush, then the turn of speed that he showed. And he's limping a little bit as well now. Or is that because his boot came off? I don't know. He's still limping. Just having a look if he's all right. Seems all right. He's walking at least, but steadily. Gordon, ball across. Talk. Well done, Gvardiol. That's fine. No problem. Just clear it, mate. No one's communicating. Just boot it. Big round of applause from Pep Guardiola. I agree, mate. It's fine. Take control of the situation. Don't take any risks. No point. 2-0. Get to half-time, 2-0. Go and get a third in the second half. We'll win this. Just don't make any mistakes. That's a big ask for this team. Rowie, if that's how you pronounce your name. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, mate, but thanks very much for the super chat. Really kind of you. Hey, mate. Love the work you're doing from Australia. Just saying, technically, the treble is still on. And I want to say it in your accent as well. Come on, City. Is that? No, that's not right. From Australia. Is that's insulting to speak like that. You just got to have a little bit of twang in your accent. Like, come on, City. I don't know how you'd say city, to be honest. So we start City. Yeah, mate, from Manchester. That's a bit Scouse, actually. Anyway, let's keep the Austria. Oh, I thought you said Australia. So I made a complete tit of myself. So there we go. So nothing like what I just said whatsoever. And literally, that is such an offensive thing to do. Is here we go, Savinho, ball across. Go on, Marmoush! Hat trick! Marmoush! I can't believe it! He's got a fucking hat trick! Yes! Marmoush! Loving it. Apologies, Rowie. I feel bad about that. It's because I was squinting a little bit. I need to get my eyes sorted. The super chats go really small. And the fact that you said "come on" like that, "Come on, City," made me think, I must have read it right. It must have been Australia, because that's how Australians say, "Come on," like that. So I thought you were saying it from Australia. I apologise, mate. Your super chats made me look like a right knob. Oh, big up to mate. I know you're just being kind. Thank you very much. But hey, fucking hell, 3-0. It's been absolutely sensational so far from Manchester City. You just remove the one mistake from Vardiol. Other than that, it's been a near perfect performance so far. Marmouche. It's got a text off my mate. Oh, Marmouche seems decent. Yeah, he does, doesn't he? Big up if you're watching. Going for food soon, aren't we? Looking forward to it. Anyway, who gives a shit? No one in the chat gives a shit, mate. Gundo. We could get 4 here before half time, you know. Newcastle look like they're a bit shell-shocked. But do you still feel like more confident than you would have done before the first whistle of the match? Definitely. We're in again here. Vardiol onto his right foot. Did well. He wanted to cross it, but no one was in there. No one had caught him up. Gonzalez. I want Savinho to bag himself a goal as well. And Haaland. It's mad that we've scored 3 and Haaland's not scored any of them. Marmouche. Oh, Marmouche. I love saying his name. I love it. Kusanov's looking good as well. I'm pleased. I was saying earlier, swagger. He's got swagger. And I'm surprised, because he looked nervous. What a ball that is from Edison to Savinho. What a pass that is from Edison. Savinho's in, one-on-one with Lewis Hall into the penalty area, giving him a big pocket of space, and Savinho, for some weird reason, cross comes shot. He should have been shooting from there. Crossed it with his right foot and goes past everybody, but Marmouche is full of confidence now. Flicks and tricks from Marmouche, who's got a hat-trick to his name. You got Marmouche bursting down the left side. You got Savinho just lightning speed down the right side for Manchester City. This is the future. This is next season, everybody. You got Jeremy Doku, who's waiting in the wings, don't forget. You know, we got options next season. You put Haaland up front with these 2 players either side of him. You got Phil Foden behind him. Ah, mate, I am looking forward to next season now. This season's been shit. But next season's going to be good. Well deserved, mate. Blow the whistle now. Are you a Newcastle fan? Jorginho Toon. Newcastle fans, by the way, massive respect. There's one Newcastle fan who follows this channel, by the way, who always has a go at me. Always has a go at me. He's obviously in the minority, because every Newcastle fan I come across, and I've come across them, many of them in fact, because I've gone up for a few nights in Newcastle. I've been to Newcastle to St James's Park many a time. I went there to for the Yaya Toure goal before the QPR game, before the famous Aguero moment. The game before that was Newcastle away, had to win, with Papa Cisse and Demba Ba, the striking fear into the hearts of every Premier League defence that season, with some of the football those two were playing, was unbelievable. So it was a nightmare situation to go away there, but Yaya Toure did the business, and I remember coming out of the stadium, and every Newcastle fan surrounded, me and my mate were surrounded by Newcastle fans. And they were all saying, like, hope you win it. Hope you win the league. Hope you beat them red bastards. That's what it was all about, beating United. And there was some sort of camaraderie. And I think there's a bit of an understanding between City fans and Newcastle fans. And I'd put West Ham fans in that same conversation as well. They're 2 fan bases I've got quite a bit of time for. Newcastle fans and West Ham fans. So big up, mate. Thank you very much. Plus, in future, we're going to have to hate each other, unfortunately, so we might as well enjoy it for now until we become direct enemies, because soon, thanks to the APT case, another reason for us to shake hands is the fact that we humiliated the Premier League in court, which very much helps Newcastle. Come on now, Newcastle coming forward, nothing silly now. Clearance at the near post is good by John Stones, up in the air, and Gvardiol nearly prevents it from going out from a corner, but he didn't. It's corner ball. But yeah, Newcastle, City, the Oil Classico. It's going to be the Oil Classico in the future. And I mean, that's going to be some Premier League. I'm looking forward to a Premier League season where Liverpool, Arsenal, United all finish outside the top 4. And I don't think that's a million miles away, you know? I don't think that's a million miles away. I think the way Liverpool are operating right now, they are doing some reason. Hang on, let's talk about this corner first because we're in trouble here. Taking it quickly. Trippier, deep, Edison, call it. Edison's come out. What are you doing, Edison? Oh, he's over the bar. Came out of his line, nowhere near the ball there, Edison. And thankfully, Bruno Guimaraes at the back post. Watch Edison here. That ball looped in. Why is Edison wandering off his line there? No need, mate. Just stay where you are. Perfectly fine. Vardiol's got that. He's defending it. Leave him to it. Anyway, I would love to see a future like the top 4 being like City, Newcastle. I wouldn't be surprised to see Villa in there potentially in the future. Who else you got? Obviously, I'm not sure Forest are going to maintain this level of quality that they've been doing this season. But yeah, I think those 3 clubs have the financial power to start being permanent residents in that top 4 spot, you know. Long ball again. Marmouche has picked it up. Man on, mate. Man on. He's kept hold of it. Strong there. Done well. Done really well. Gets it out to Savinho. Ball in by Savinho's block, but Foden picks it up. Gonzalez. Guys, make sure you're hitting that like button if you've not already. And subscribe if you're new. Are we at 30k yet? Ha 30k! 30k! Thank you, everybody. Big up. Love you all. That's very nice. Thank you very much. 30,000. No way. We're nearly filling Main Road. That's the way I'm looking at it. That's the way I'm looking at it. Main Road at a capacity of 32,000. Next target is fill the Etihad Stadium with subscribers. Which is what? That's 58,000. So there's a long way to go for that. But we're nearly at the Main Road attendance. Thank you, everybody. Ball in, back post. Haaland wins the header. He's out for a goal kick. Thanks. Thanks very much. Yeah, we all got to start somewhere, haven't we? Everyone does. Thanks, everybody. Nice one. Buzzing. Good to see you, mate. Hey, he's doing good, isn't he? Kusanov, mate. He's doing good. He's looking very good. Nice one, Clara. Nice one, Beast. Big up to you, Jeff. Big up to you, mate. You've been here from day dot. You know what I mean? I swear I was like streaming to about 30 people, 40 people. You were one of them, mate. My British brother. Nice one, mate. Nice one. Yeah, buzzing. Thank you very much, everybody. It's going to be a good day. As long as we win the game. Do you know what I mean? 30k means nothing to me if we lose this game. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely. Do not care if we lose, because I'll be in a bad mood if we lose from this point on now. 3-0. And do you know what? We've done it before. We've done it before this season. Bloody Feyenoord. Khalid, mate, again, thank you so much for the incredibly kind donation. Thank you, mate. Appreciate that. Nice one, Khalid. Yeah, well, good half of football, really, from City. And Newcastle really haven't had anything other than a gift from Vardiol and well, it was really Vardiol, to be honest, who gave it away. Even though Nico Gonzalez is, it looks like he could have done something with it. I think the pass to him was poor. Marmouche has been fouled yet. Trippier's not happy. I'm not sure I agree with the referee on that one, to be honest, even though I have to see it again. Not much of a foul, really. I mean, I'd be annoyed if a referee gave a foul for that against me. I'd be annoyed. But anyway, free kick to City. Just past the halfway line. Oh, mate. I never imagined it. I never even thought. I think like the ultimate goal would be 100k. And I think if I got to 100k, I'd be like, yeah, that's what I wanted at the beginning of this. I think if I could have, like, the top target for me was 100k. And I mean, beyond that, who knows? But I mean, realistically, you know. Anyway, thank you, everybody. I really appreciate the support. Ball in. He's going to come to Savinho, is it? But no, he could have gone to that, but chose to get back into the right-back position to sort. And now he's committed, which was a mistake. Should have stayed with the runner, mate. You should have stayed with the runner. Here comes Joe Willock. And that Stones back, is it? Ederson out, and he collects it. Right, half-time will do. Half-time will do. 3-0. Nothing silly now. An opportunity for Newcastle there. Another little warning from Newcastle. And we dealt with it. Ultimately. Savinho was doing well at first. At the beginning of that counter-attack, he could have gone into Lewis Hall and gone for the counter-press. But instead, he sort of backed away, realised Joe Willock's going in here. And then all of a sudden, he just abandoned that way of thinking and just went for Lewis Hall again. And then Willock went away because they found him. He was doing the right thing. He should have carried on doing that. It's... I don't think Haaland's deserves to come off or anything like that, but it's been going on around him a little bit this game. He's not really had that much impact, Haaland. And maybe they've been a bit overly focused on him because they normally... Any side we go up against tends to think Erling Haaland, you keep him quiet, you keep Manchester City quiet. Well, you've got Marmoush to worry about now. And potentially Savinho, who I think is going to blossom into an unbelievable player. I don't think he's going to be a goal merchant like Marmoush, because he seems to have an eye for the back of the net, doesn't he, Marmoush? I mean, look at the numbers at Eintracht Frankfurt. Absolutely ridiculous numbers. Savinho needs to up the output in terms of goals and assists. That's an area of his game that he needs to work on. And it's just Kusanov there, brilliant to prevent the corner. Really good from Kusanov again. Having a good half of football for the big Uzbek. And Gundogan, I think he's played well, got himself an assist. And it's booted out of play for Newcastle. Kind of sums up their half, that. Kind of sums up their half. I think they've been a bit wasteful. Newcastle on the ball, very sloppy. Not complaining. Not complaining at all. Yeah, looking forward to that. Bloody injured Peter, mate. Bloody injured. He looks a baller, though, doesn't he? Echeverri. What a player he looks like. He's picked up an injury. I don't know how long he's out for as well. I don't know how long he's out for, but I mean, apparently it's a sprained ankle. Look at Nico Gonzalez there. Strong there. Doesn't let Willock turn on him there. Really strong. Ball back to Dubravka. It's going to be the half-time whistle in a minute, surely, but you're hoping for another Newcastle gift. No. But yeah, it's been good. It's been good. Really pleased with this first half. Really pleased. Christine, good to see you. Absolutely. Great point. Just little things need tweaking. I think the summer transfer, there goes the half-time whistle. Little things need to change here and there. Yeah, I've heard about Akanji. That's a killer, mate. Killer. 8 to 10 weeks. Pep seemed resigned to the fact that it was coming. The way he spoke about it was just... He was very dejected, wasn't he? He was like, yeah, well, kind of knew it was going to come. I've had to play him so many games that it was kind of inevitable. That's the way he was speaking. It was like, yeah, it was going to happen. Because I've played him so often. And at times, it's not a case of, oh, I love Akanji so much, he must play. It's a case of we have no one else to play. Because we had no one fit. Look at the bench. Ortega, Kovacic, Doku, Bernardo Silva, De Bruyne, Hayes, Nunes, O'Reilly and McAtee. If we lose Stones or Husanov, you got Hayes to come on. Nunes, who's a midfielder, to come on for Rico Lewis. If we lose Vardiol, who are we playing left back? Nico O'Reilly, again, a midfielder. So we have no options in defence anymore. And you lose, in one moment, lose Nathan Ake and Ruben Diaz. That's massive. And if that's precautionary for Real Madrid, then you're hoping those two will play at Real Madrid. Because even though I think we have a very small chance of winning that game, without those two, I think the chance is almost... I mean, there is no such thing as 0% chance in football. It doesn't work like that. There is never a game in football unless you're playing 7-year-olds versus adults. Do you know what I mean? But at the professional level, you know, anything can happen. Anything can happen in football. So it's not 0% chance, but City have been nowhere near good enough this season to fill me with a confident statement to come out with something like, we're going to go to the Bernabeu and beat them. It doesn't seem very likely, does it? It's the Aussie again. Sorry, mate. Sorry. Hey, it's me again. I thought I'd make it easier for you, mate. Stop saying mate as well, because that's a bloody Australian thing. It's a UK thing, to be fair. Congrats on 30k. What a great afternoon so far for the Blues. City till I die. Thank you very much, Ben. And you've put Ben in your name as well, which makes it even easier. Definitely Ben. Is it Rowie or Rui? I don't know, but Ben's much easier for me. 3 letters. Look at this. Look at this. Lovely, lovely finish by Marmouche, that was, for the first goal. Celebrates with a lovely little knee slide. Nice and slippy, the grass as well, so he doesn't, like, scuff his knees into the ground. Does everyone remember that Gundogan goal against Villa? Kind of took the edge off the moment. Even really nitpicking, like, because he slid, didn't he, to make us win the league. He slid and his knees got caught a little bit and he went up, but he sort of like styled it out a little bit, didn't he? Styled it out, so we got away with that one. It wasn't like some of the ones you see where people just go, just go absolutely fucking flying. You know, I love them, man. They're so funny, so funny. Where they do it in the lower league as well, where it's like, mate, the groundsmen, they don't have they have a watering can to water the grass. You know, they don't have these high tech self-sustaining grass systems where like these little sprinklers pop out and go. That was my sprinkler impression, if you were wondering. They've got a guy watering it with a watering can, so it's going to be dry as shit, man. It's like super dry. But yeah, buzzing. 3-0. Clock. Sorry. Always. It's just like a feature of the channel now, really, isn't it? Right, let's change it to 45. And pop on half time. And I'm going for a piddle. 3-0! Buzzing. Absolutely buzzing. Make sure you like the video if you've just tuned in and consider subscribing. Get me to 50k, that's what we'll say. Let's get to the Etihad attendance. That's the goal now. Buzzing. See you in a second. Don't go anywhere. Do you know what else? 3-0 is good for the old goal difference as well, isn't it? Goal difference is key because right now we are +3 ahead of him. We started this game on the exact same number of points and the exact same goal difference as well, which is vital. And could be a difference maker into the position. Well, it was the reason we were ahead of them before this game even started. So actually, no, it was goals scored. But still, changing it to goal difference is big. So if we can go and get 4 or 5, you know, and regain that goal difference that we gained against Chelsea but lost against Arsenal and made it even worse against Arsenal. getting a 3-0, 4-0, potentially 5-0 win against Newcastle is going to do the world of good for our goal difference, get us back ahead of goal difference in terms of Newcastle. I'm not sure what Chelsea's goal difference actually is, but I'm talking to nobody. All of you are just fucking fuming that I'm back, really, aren't I? I'm talking, literally, the whole thing's about the chair, isn't it? So I'm looking at like, everybody's just like, oh, he's back. Fucking brilliant. Yeah, he's back. Anyway. I've told you many times, actually, on this channel, there is a graph that tells me at the end of the, every stream, the chat rate, like, that goes up and down, and like when people were most interested in speaking. Half time, it just goes, absolutely skyrockets. For the fucking chair. Chelsea plus 13, is it, Travis? What are we on again now? We're ahead now, aren't we? Because they lost 3-0 yesterday, so there's been a 6-goal swing. Jeff's got my back. So plus 16 we're on now. Buzzing. That's big. So the league table is looking a little bit better. What's going on elsewhere in the old Premier League? Forest drawing. I think Bournemouth beating Southampton's hardly surprising. They're bloody good, Bournemouth, at the minute, aren't they? Don't we face them soon, don't we? We've got a crap run of fixtures coming up for City. We really do. But yeah, you're hoping Forest can drop points today, because I think we should be looking at finishing third really this season, not fourth, third. I think that should be our target realistically. Jason Miaza, thank you very much for the super chat. Just wanted to thank the channel for helping me get back into City and the Premier League this year. Congrats on 30k. You are more than welcome, mate. And I'm glad I helped you, mate. I helped you. And I hope you stick around supporting the team more than me, to be honest. Stick around for the team, mate, because even though it can get shit being a City fan at times, lately it's been very, very good. But, yeah, thank you very much, Jason. Really appreciate that, mate. Very kind. I'm pretty happy, mate. I am pretty happy. You're absolutely correct. Normally I'm definitely not a doom and gloomer, but, you know, I'm English, so we love a moan. That's what we do. English people love a good moan. We love a good bitch and and find the negative in everything. That's what the English do. You know what I mean? We're very good at that. So yeah, I try not to be like that as often as possible. Especially when you support City. It's kind of stupid being negative, being a City fan in the last 4 years. This season it makes a little bit more sense, but last season, people were being like so negative about this City side that had won a treble, they'd won 3 in a row, and saying like there's no chance City are going to win 4 in a row and X, Y, Z, and yeah. It's like, yeah, last season was such a good season, realistically, even though we didn't get the FA Cup that we wanted. That was a killer, that was. But still getting 4 in a row was more than enough considering we won the treble the season before. This season was on the cards. I don't think anyone was expecting to see the decline quite to the state we've fallen. We've fallen so far in terms of quality. But in terms of league position, we haven't fallen that far. You know, we're still like in the top 4 now. We're also in a good chance of finishing third this season. We've got an FA Cup run ahead of us, potentially. I think we're going to get knocked out of the Champions League, in all honesty, but you never know. I still think we can do it. We could win it. I mean, chances are like next to 0, but still, you know. And if you're going to moan about this City side, then there's going to be problems ahead in the future as well. When Pep Guardiola eventually leaves this football club, I think there's going to be another decline then as well. I said a while ago that I think City might win nothing this year, and this is the year to win off the pitch. This is our year where we win in the courts, in the courtrooms. And we're already doing that with APT. And I've said that multiple times this season, that I think this is the year where off the field football club dealings are sorted for Manchester City. And we can look at other football clubs and almost re-celebrate everything we've won. Those rival fans that love to get in the chat, and I'm sure many of you are absolutely sick of the sight, or were sick of the sight. How often do you see 115, by the way? anymore. Do you still see it? It's not as common, is it? It's definitely not as common as it used to be. And that's because they can smell something. Because as moronic as these football fans can be, I think as a collective, they start to, even though it's a bit slow, it takes them a while to figure it out, slowly but surely they start to smell something, like they sense it, like, hang on a minute. Why is City signing Haaland on a 9-year contract? Why have they just spent 200 million in January? Why are they defeating the Premier League in court cases regarding the APT? Something doesn't sit right with them, and that's why it's going to quieten down. It's going to quieten down. Chill out with the spamming, Kiag Gile, but thanks very much for Marmouche. Appreciate that, mate. I hope you're right, Daniel. I hope you're right. Was he really? Shame that doesn't affect us. He got man of the match against us. And I'm not sure who deserves man of the match in that game, really, thinking about it. I thought Valverde at right back was very good. I thought he was pretty good. I thought Camavinga was good. I thought he was better than Bellingham. But he just seems to get it, doesn't he, Bellingham? He seems to get love, excessive amounts of love, Jude Bellingham. And I think he's a very good player. Jude Bellingham. I just think he gets a lot more love than he deserves, in all honesty. In terms of his footballing ability, he seems like a very nice person, incredibly mature for his age. When you hear him speak in an interview, you think you're listening to a 28-year-old or a 30-year-old. You forget he's still like in his low 20s as a kid, isn't he? But, I mean, I do think he's slightly overrated at the minute. There's a bit of hype around him, which is a lot of it's English media, to be honest. I think that's what we do with our up-and-coming superstars. One thing they never did with Phil Foden, which I'm forever grateful for the English media, that they just immediately wanted to loan him out, and they didn't want him to play. They didn't want him to succeed. He's the one English player that's never seemed to have gotten the love from the English media, because he's not like he's not a Galactico, or he doesn't play for fucking United. You know what I mean? Like, he plays for City, and that's not popular in the world of media. In mainstream media, it certainly isn't. Because you look at Sky, you look at TNT, they've all got Man United and Arsenal and Liverpool connections, and funding behind them is a little bit along those lines as well. So, yeah. But slowly but surely, Manchester City are making an imprint on this Premier League, on and off the pitch. And I think we're going to do it off the pitch aggressively soon. We're going to start seeing an independent panel, which I think is all of this that we've seen with the APT is going to lead to everybody going, well, the Premier League made rules that are unlawful. Manchester City and the rest of the Premier League have had to follow these rules, which were bollocks to begin with. What are the Premier League doing is the first question. Every football fan, even if you hate City, are going to ask that question. What are the Premier League doing? And then it's like, well, they can't police themselves. They don't know how to look after themselves. They can't officiate themselves. So they need someone to do it for them, which is exactly what Manchester City have been voting for over a year now with the white paper movement, which is a government process here in the UK. When you submit a white paper, you can proceed to change something. And that's exactly what included in one of the white paper movements for the Premier League was to have an independent panel introduced in the Premier League, where we have an independent panel that decides what the rules are, off the field financial rules, and I'm not sure about on the field financial rules, because you wonder how much involvement they have. If they're not football men, why are they making football rules? But in terms of business rules and financial rules that need to adhere to the fucking law, do you know what I mean? Surely we need to have laws in the game that don't break the law for the country. Do you know what I mean? Surely. Am I wrong? Is that insane? But no, apparently, because that's what your rival fans will say to you. What they'll say to you is, rules are rules. Manchester City have broken the rules. Well, no, we haven't actually. We challenged the rules. We broke the rules did we even do that, first of all? Maybe not, and probably not with the rumours I'm hearing around the 115. And even if we did, are the rules legal to begin with? In which case, breaking illegal rules doesn't feel too bad to me, to be honest. Second half's about to get underway. And saw some substitutions there. I was too busy ranting, but I'm pretty sure Livramento was one of them. Oh shit, need to do the time and half time. Oh, just about saved it. Teasing me again, the referee. And we're off. Come on, City, just no mistakes, please, please. Just like nothing silly. I don't want to be like having to talk tomorrow or later in this game about why did he make that mistake? Why did he do that? I don't want to talk about that. I just want to enjoy a really convincing win. That's what I'd love to see it. It's felt like it's been a while. It's been a while. Micah, Leicester City lawyers already took the Premier League to the cleaners. Our lawyers are way, way, way better. The Premier League don't stand a chance against City. You're absolutely right, mate. That was a case involving the financial rules, which they didn't cover their arses in because Leicester got relegated. So because they got relegated, the rules for the Championship and the English pyramid below the Premier League, the rules weren't applicable. Because Leicester had been relegated, so now they're under the jurisdiction of the Championship rules, not the Premier League rules, because they're not in the Premier League anymore. Yet the Premier League were trying to punish Leicester for rules that weren't applicable to them because they didn't cover that aspect, which just goes to show how moronic and stupid the Premier League are. That they don't have the intelligence and the know-how to actually cover their arses to the potential possibility that rules maybe needed to be applied to a team that's no longer in the division anymore because they broke the rules when they were in the division, but now they're not there. We can't actually punish them. And then Leicester City's lawyers found that problem and won. Exactly. It's a problem with the Premier League, mate. It's the Premier League. They do not know what they're doing. Come on, City. Go on, he's over it, that. I thought Haaland could have nicked that then. And Tonali's refereed the game for himself there, to be honest. But it was a little bit of a heavy touch there. I thought Haaland could have swept in a bit quicker. Substitutions, I've missed them, let me know. I know Livramento's one of them for Trippier, who I think should have started the game with a back four. I said in my preview, I felt like if it was going to go a back four, I would have gone Livramento, Shah, Dan Burn. Who's left back? Lewis Hall. Back five, I would have gone Trippier and Livramento because I think they're better suited for the wing-back positions. Ball in is cleared by Rico. Not really, though. Elenas, thanks for the super chat. Appreciate that. Whenever I don't watch City play live is a win. When I do watch them is a loss. Well, stop watching then, mate. Could be a curse for Man City. Maybe I should not watch the games live anymore. Nah, mate. I doubt it. I doubt it very much. You're watching now, so we'll see, Elenas. We'll see. If you're watching and you stay here for the second half, you're more than welcome to do that, of course. But if we lose or drop points from this situation, I don't want to hear from you ever again. No, mate. Appreciate the support. But Newcastle have definitely looked better so far, and City have got some defending to do. Tonali and Livramento have been linking up down this side. It's Miley who's come on, isn't it? It's Miley. Yeah, that's it, banter. Make sure you've hit that like button if you've just tuned in for the second half. Nice one, Ryan. Smash the like button. Gonzalez there, winning the ball. That's not a foul. You got it. Come on, stronger. Savinho's fouled there, though. Fucking hell, snapped and he's wriggling around in pain there. This could be interesting. Gonzalez is implying to the referee that was a studs-up challenge. Savinho went down straight away. I'm interested to see what happens here. It's Bruno G as well who's gone down. But I think he's pretending more than anything. The two Brazilians of Savinho and Bruno G have collided with each other. Savinho looks all right. Bruno G's in pain. He's the one who's getting a booking as it stands. I haven't seen a replay, though. So it depends if he's gone in high on him or not. Gonzalez just says Nico on the back. I didn't realise that. I thought he would have had Gonzalez. I didn't know what he wrote on the back of his... You can have anything you want, can't you, nowadays? No, it's not a red. It's a yellow card. Bruno G, definitely. He's gone in, like, toe height. You know, it's not really a... He's stood on his toe. It's a yellow card. It's not a red. Definitely not. But yeah, you can have anything on your back of your shirt now, can't you? I'll just have knob, I think. Number 69, knob. That's what I'd have. I think I'm the only one who found that funny, to be honest. Yeah, I would have Jonny. Wolves player has that, doesn't he? Jonny, the Wolves player. I'm pretty sure he just has Jonny on the back of his shirt. And Pep nearly got took out there. Marmouche has hit the heels of Miley. There's 2 Newcastle players down here. There's been a sniper. Jacob Murphy's holding his left buttock. And Livramento, oh yeah, he's gone down. It's an awkward landing. Livramento's just come onto the pitch as well. He's gone down. I think he collided with Pep, or maybe Marmouche, I don't know, but they're both up on their feet and they look all right. But yeah, 5 minutes, 6 minutes now gone in the second half. I just need to ride it out. There's a little bit of an attempt of a comeback here from Newcastle. They're not creating any chances or anything like that, but they are. They're looking better. They're looking better than they did in the first half. Put it that way, because I thought they were shocking in the first half. They really were, really sloppy. I think City were good as well, but here they come again. Jacob Murphy, ball across, Stones at the near post, clears it for a corner. Come on, City. Bit of an overload here from Newcastle on this right side, but are completely outnumbered by the amount of people they sent down the right wing for Newcastle there. But good defending again from John Stones at the near post. A couple of times he's done that. Corner to defend now for City. Lewis Hall whips it in. It's gone deep, back post. Back post header there is Kusanov. And he's clipped the head of Vardiol. They've knocked heads and he's all right. He's just rubbing it. Rub some dirt on it, mate. You'll be fine. Nothing bothers Kusanov. But another corner. It's Dan Burn, innit? Look at the size of him, man. Near post, dangerous. And it's Gundogan at the near post who does well there. Ball back in. Kusanov away. Marmouche away. Savinho, is he going to win it? No, it's nodded back in. Rico Lewis brings it under his control. Tries to send Savinho away. You can see what he was trying there, but Livramento on the halfway line prevents City coming forward, but it's out for a City throw-in. 2 City players looking like they're going to take a throw-in here, but Rico eventually does. Come on, City. I've gone up and leveling. My nerves have gone up. I don't know why. It's just, you know, last season, if this was 3-0 last season, it'd be like, we'd be talking about all sorts. Like, no, I'd be like, I wouldn't even be concentrating on the game. I'd be like, we've won this. We've absolutely won this. But 3-0 up, and I'm shitting myself, to be honest. I'm absolutely bricking it. Which is a real indication of how this season has gone. I just have no trust in them whatsoever. Come on, please. 4 and I'll feel a lot better. I will. Elenis, thanks, mate. Work now, so hope for a win when I watch it in City Plus. We're definitely going to win if you're leaving. Definitely going to win, Elenis. But enjoy your work, mate. I hope you don't work too hard. But look at this. Newcastle with a high press again. Thrown straight through all of them to Rico Lewis. It's a very strange setup that Eddie Howe's done here, because it's just not working. And to send them out into the second half, yeah, carry on as you were, lads. And again, we come forward. It's so easy to get past. Gvardiol, great ball into Foden, takes it in his stride. Does he? No, he doesn't. Tries to sort of scoop it on the outside of his foot to push it into his stride, but put a little bit too much on it and took it out of his path, if anything, there. But it was a good ball, good play from City. Bowled out by Edison into Rico. Rico gets that ball across to Gvardiol eventually. And then Gvardiol cuts it inside to Foden, who was running into a nice little pocket, but couldn't take it with him into the penalty area. Haaland chasing down Dan Burn. You can win that, mate. He's fucking about with it. Yep, you've won it. Well done, Haaland. He's out of the penalty area, though. He's in a crossing position more than anything here. Lays it off to Savinho. Savinho thinking about the shot. Doesn't get any power on it. That's the area of his game. He's got to work on that, Savinho. Just scuffs it, really. Might have took a deflection, but looked like he just scuffed it more than anything. But he still had a great game, Savinho, for me. I thought his ability on the ball has caused Newcastle a lot of problems today. That's the thing, Messi magic, mate. He's so young. I think he will. I think it'll just... Yeah, I am, Stuart. I am. I'm really nervous. Make it 4 and I'll be happy. Ball in from Savinho's cleared up in the air, just about cleared. Eventually cleared by Jacob Murphy. We were 3-0 up against Feyenoord, Stuart. This is why. We were 3-0 up against Feyenoord. With 15 minutes to go, there's a lot longer left in this game. So I'm not the only one. Do you know what I mean? I'm confident, but I'm still like waiting for like just hoping there's no mistake, because it's when what's happened this season so frequently is it's been a mistake and then it's been quickly followed by another, and then it's suddenly 3-2, and then it's like, oh, anything could happen now, you know? And that's what's been a massive downfall to City this season, and it's all psychological for me. It's all up here because you don't collapse like that so often. Go on, Haaland. Oh, and it's straight into Dubravka. Ball in from Foden was perfect. Straight onto the forehead of Erling Haaland. Leapt higher than anyone else in that penalty area. And he just nods it straight down the throat of Dubravka. Put that in the corners, mate, and it's probably 4-0. It was quite far out there, Haaland, with his header, to be fair. But Bruno G coming forward. Got a bit lucky there. And Savinho... can't stand it when he does that. Backed out of a tackle there. Didn't want to stick his foot in there, but he's got the ball back. It's all right. He's going to do Lewis Hall here. Absolutely done him for a turn of speed, but well done, Lewis Hall there. He's done really well to get back with Savinho. He's done really well there, because Savinho is absolutely lightning. And Lewis Hall, he was getting done. He was getting done by him for speed, but he opened up his legs eventually and got the slide tackle in. City throw, almost parallel with the edge of the area. I think a 4th would just kill the game. I think City would probably get a 5th if we get a 4th. If we concede any moment, really. Obviously, 10 minutes to go, you like to think we should hang on then, but... Gvardiol. Stones going long to Foden. No one, you're not going to win that. But Gonzalez picks up the loose pieces, holds onto it really well, gets out to Vardiol. I don't think he's made a single mistake, Nico Gonzalez, so far. He's looked incredibly composed in that midfield. There was that moment in the first half where I think Vardiol's pass was the problem more than anything else. But yeah, I think he's been pretty much top-notch central midfielder for what, 57 minutes. Been brilliant. Good ball by Nico Gonzalez again into Foden. Savinho. Back to Nico Gonzalez. Got his head up all the time, hasn't he? I mean, he's always scanning. Looks like he's scanning the area. I'm liking what I see here, man. Good ball by Gundogan. Foden. Foden drive onto the back of Miley. And away come Newcastle. We're in trouble here, you know. We've got to get back here. We're outnumbered. It's 4-on-3 at the back for Newcastle. Into Isaac. City players get back. Gundogan gets back. Foden. Sends Gordon out wide. Rico's got back. Right, we've got numbers back now. Now get in your shape and look after this situation. %, mate. I'm looking forward to the FIFA Club World Cup, but there's some big teams coming in it this year. There's Chelsea and Real Madrid, and who else is in there? Sure, there's some other teams in there that worry me. Oh no, ball in, Livramento, edge of the area, lays it off to Lewis Hall. Big pocket of space for Miley. Edison with the save. And cleared by Foden. Straight at Edison, to be honest. He puts that in the corner and it's 3-1. It's 3-1. But Edison with a save. A little bit unorthodox, sort of like does that with it. His hands sort of crossed each other, which is a bit weird. But a save is a save. Marmoush doing some tracking back here against Jacob Murphy. Still got it though, Jacob Murphy lays it off to Miley. He's got Bruno G inside him. Tries to give it back, but Nico Gonzalez takes it off him. And Marmoush comes away. Foden now with only Haaland ahead of him, but he's all the grass to run into for Phil Foden. Right through the middle. Don't give it him. Haaland's offside and he's fell over now anyway. So he just banged into Dan Burn. They both fell over in the end, but that's a corner ball to City, that is. Corner ball. Well done, Savinho. It could absolutely be worse. Lovely flick by Bruno G to Livramento, and then Lewis Hall spots Miley in a pocket of space, and Ederson sort of punched it rather than palmed it. I thought he palmed it, but it was more of a punch than anything. Here we go. Corner ball. Let's get a fourth. And Marmoush slowly walks over to the corner to take it and gets a standing ovation from the City fans as he does. Love to see it. Welcome to Manchester, mate. Enjoy yourself. You bagged a bloody hat-trick, mate. He needed that. He needed that. He needed a goal. 3 is unbelievable. In a what was it, 30 minutes as well. Ball in from Marmoush. It's overhit. It's crap. Sell him. Foden dinks it in. Vardiol. Ball in. It's awkward. Oh, I thought that was going to go to Savinho. Rico wins the header. Stone sends it out to Kusanov. He's composed, isn't he? He looks very composed, Kusanov. I'm impressed. Marmoush just bursts through there, but good defending by, is that Bruno G? I think it's Bruno G. Oh, it's nearly given away, but Dubravka's going to pick up that. Still, little moments of sloppiness from Newcastle. I spoke to a lot of Newcastle fans, or they came into the comments of the video as well, and just saying how confident they were about coming to the Etihad, and I don't blame them. It's not like, ha, you were wrong. I don't think they were wrong for feeling confident. I have every reason to understand why they came to the Etihad with confidence, but it carries on being a bad place to go for Newcastle at the minute, doesn't it? I don't know what it is. They come here and they are nowhere near the side that they can be. You know, we often struggle when we go their place, but we still somehow get, I mean, this season we didn't, but last season with Oscar Bob in the last minute, you know what I mean? We still somehow get the job done, even when they're having a good day. We don't often lose there, do we? Free kick on the edge of the area here to City. On the edge of our own area. Fulham 2, Forest 1. What's that doing to the league table? We can't catch Forest yet, can we? What's the table looking like? City are in 4th. 3 points behind Forest. We've got to go to their place soon as well. We're ahead of them on goal difference, so go there, beat Forest, we're in 3rd. This is where we should be targeting right now. Great touch from Vardiol that was, because it was a bit of an under-hit pass to him, but he steps onto it, and then he boots it across the pitch and gives it away. Anthony Gordon, who, dare I say it, has done nothing in this game so far, absolutely nothing. And his cross is overhit, and Ederson can control his cross with his boot. Surprisingly poor from Anthony Gordon, to be honest. He is just back from injury, so he wasn't out for that long, though, was he? But he was a doubt for this game. And Isak's been relatively quiet as well. I don't think he's had much to do, other than the one shot he had in the first half, which I think was gifted to him. Savinho sends someone away because there's opportunity. 3 is Marmoush, Vardiol, Gundogan all could have got onto the end of that switch over to the left-hand side, and it's Gvardiol who did. There's definitely little glimmers of hope for a 4th goal here. We haven't been as potent as we were in the first half, but I do think we've still shown signs that we could get a 4th here, and I think we need it just to settle everything down and play some really good football at 4-0. And maybe bring on the subs as well, you know. Get Doku on. That would be a nightmare. Marmoush off. Not because he deserves it, just because he's got a hat-trick, and give him the round of applause that he deserves, and maybe rest him for Real Madrid. Get the game won at 4-0, and we could definitely start doing things like that. And you bring in Doku on into a side that's already looking pretty flat from a Newcastle point of view, could start feeling sorry for themselves a little bit at 4-0, and then you bring on Doku, and it's like the worst nightmare type of player to bring on. His injury was just swept under the rug, wasn't it, Doku? It was like, and no one really went into detail with it. No one asked Pep questions and like, how bad is it? It was never specified exactly what is the injury for Doku, but he was out for nearly a month. You know, it was a big loss, I think. Just for the options, you know. I think we should keep Savinho on, but only to give him confidence and get him a goal. But he's growing every game. He's getting better. Edison's gone longer. You're wondering where this is going to land. Straight onto Marmouche. That's where it's going to land. Go on, mate. He's got 2 players to beat, doing a few flicks and tricks. Going nowhere. Dan Burn, all over him, mate. All over him. Gets the free kick. Just goes down in the end, to be honest. And he's pulling his feet up, which tends to be an indication of avoiding cramp. So if he's feeling that, then maybe he should be coming off. No, it's not put the kids on. I mean, at 4-0, I think you can start. What have we got? We've got McAtee, O'Reilly, De Bruyne. Would you bring De Bruyne on? I wouldn't bother. I wouldn't bother. But I think Doku needs minutes. Because if he doesn't get minutes in this game, he ain't going to be starting against Real Madrid anyway. But bringing him on at the Bernabeu is a bit much to ask when you've not got any match practice yet. It's a Marmouche free kick flicked on. Oh, and it's just about defended by Miley. Or was it Livramento? Sorry, yeah. Polly Pockets. Yeah, it's quiet. All quiet on the Doku front, isn't it, Tommy? It definitely looks better, Stuart. I agree with what you're saying. It's just one game, though. And I think we need to be careful how confident we get. Even though it's a fantastic result so far, even if the game finishes now at 3-0, I do think we need to be careful about how confident we get with this City side. Because we've all seen it all too often this season. In the blink of an eye, it can change. But so far, this second half has been excellent game management from everyone at the back. There's been no mistakes at all. Newcastle have tried on occasions to come forward a little bit toothless, dare I say. But I mean, still, I think City, anything they have thrown forward, Newcastle have more or less been dealt with. Only that Edison save. Is there anything to get genuinely worried about from a Newcastle threat? Here we go. Lays it off to Foden. Haaland, mate. He's not had a good game, Haaland. He's not really had a good game. Much closer, Mr. City supporter. And YouTube edits as well. I agree. Exactly what we need. Exactly what we need. What's Madrid doing right now? Someone said Bellingham's sent off. I wouldn't get your hopes up too high. I certainly don't think you should have zero hope. Because I think City could go to the Bernabeu and knock them out. I think it's a possibility. They're winning 1-0 against Osasuna. But down to 10 men. So that's all. You factor in 10 men. It's not just like, oh, well, so what? Jude Bellingham isn't going to be suspended because it's not in the same competition. But what it does do, it tires the other 10 players because they've got to work harder now because they've got 10 players on the pitch. So they've got to work extra hard to make sure they get the 3 points, and they need the 3 points because they're in a massive title race. The top 3 in La Liga is only separated by two points, you know? So it's going to tire them out, which is another plus for the game. Anthony Gordon caught offside there. Shocking from Anthony Gordon, that. A long ball switched, acres of space, no excuse for being caught offside. Anthony Gordon there. Look at that, that's shocking. He is, the linesman's right, he's offside. Casually walking there, not paying attention, not even realising the ball's coming his way. You know, I'd be fuming if I was a Newcastle fan watching that. Kusanov's nonchalantly walking forward with his chest out, mate. He's as proud as a peacock, mate. Look at him. He's fucking waltzing around that pitch then. Kusanov then, love to see it, mate. He looks confident. He does. Good ball. Oh, good ball into... well, it wasn't because he didn't come off, but he was looking for Marmoush, who looks tired, to be honest. I would be thinking about the Doku substitution now. Marmoush, look, then he was panting. Panting. He looks knackered. Gonzalez with a bit of a pull on a shirt there on Tonali, I think it was, but they're coming forward anyway. Nothing silly now, City. Anthony Gordon, he's offside again. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. And I don't know why I'm arsed. It's just really poor from Anthony Gordon. He's not offside, though. The linesman's got it wrong there. That he's not offside. That's not offside. The linesman was too giddy then. He's actually onside. I think that was a bad bit of linesman officiating, to be honest. Bit eager to get the flag up then. So I take that back. Definitely was offside for the first one, though. And Bruno G is coming off. You see Longstaff and Callum Wilson coming on. And it's going to be Anthony Gordon, I think, for Callum Wilson. He's got goals in him. 18 minutes to go. There's a long way to go. Callum Wilson knows how to find the back of the net. He's got this ability to just have that very small amount of pullback on his technique, where his leg just like comes back barely anything, but he snaps it forward so quickly. He's good in front of goal, Callum Wilson. He really is. He's just always fucking injured, isn't he? You know, what a career he could have had if he just stayed fit. But the substitutions from Newcastle, you're hoping, don't have too much of an impact on the game, because I think Longstaff coming on for Bruno G is, I think that takes off a lot of the Newcastle quality in their midfield. And Longstaff's not a bad player, but he's certainly not at the level of Bruno G, is he? Kusanov then just scoops one to John Stones. Cool as you like. Stones goes past Callum Wilson. Well, little 1-2 with Vardiol's beautiful. Oh, you love it, Vardiol. Send him, mate. And then he's chopped back. As the ball's gone out. Brilliant. Brilliant. All round. Kusanov's ball to Stones. Stones and Vardiol's little 1-2 there was brilliant. Here comes Jeremy Doku. Like I said, it's got to be Marmoush. It's got to be. Hat-trick as well. Lovely. Way. He's got Foden inside of him. Rico wants it. That's a foul, referee! Rico's just had his shirt pulled there, man. Rico was away then. He was going into a nice little avenue that he'd probably got it back off Foden if he made it in there. But he just had his shirt pulled. He's got to spot that, referee. Ball into Callum Wilson. It's gone long, but John Stones is already there. Well read. Brilliant defending from John Stones. Those two at the back, I can't say I was expecting that partnership to be anything really, but I've been impressed. Both of them have been very, very good at the back. Very composed. I think Kusanov having Stones alongside him in particular, just because Stones just oozes control, doesn't he? He's probably our best centre-back for control in terms of an ability to just be calm on the ball, not panicking. I remember when he played for Everton. Remember when he first came onto the scene as an Everton youngster, and the Evertonians at Goodison Park were like screaming at him. And I remember once he turned round and just did that to his own fans. I remember that, and they didn't like it. But look at him now. Look at him now, mate. He's exactly right. Marmoush coming off, mate. Fucking brilliant. Absolutely love it. Apologies for the knob shot, everybody. But Marmoush is getting a round of applause, mate. He deserves it. Standing ovation for Marmoush, bagging himself a hat-trick. What a moment that is. What a start to his career this could be. This is going to ignite his career now. Love to see it. High fives all around. Foden's coming off as well. Who's the other one then? So I know Doku's going to be coming on. Big hugs from Pep. And it's James McAtee who's going to sit in that pocket behind Erling Haaland. Jeremy Doku's going to be coming on the left. I presume he's on the left. You could see them switch wings now, actually, couldn't you? With Doku on the right and Savinho on the left, maybe. I imagine they'll probably stay in their original positions, but... tee him up and Church knocks him out. Stones has gone down, for fuck's sake. Is he alright? He's alright. Edison's come out. Isn't Edison like absolute nails? I've heard like he's a martial arts expert. I've heard like he's a black belt or some shit like that. I'm not a big martial arts guy, to be honest, but I've heard he's like nails. Like he does martial arts. It doesn't surprise me, to be honest. He kind of looks like the sort of guy that would just like, oh, fucking Edison. He's got it out to McAtee. Man on. And goes long. But yeah, I remember, no way did Haaland just mean that. If he meant that, that was unbelievable from Haaland, because he's just ran, and Edison's long ball over the top, and then it's just, Haaland just like looked, and then it hit him in the back. If he meant that as a pass to Doku, that was unbelievable. I'm pretty sure he didn't. Pretty sure he just accidentally got in the way of it, and it hit him on the back. But still. I know, Daniel, mate. I know. Is it 1-1? No way. Means nothing to us, really, because you know they'll turn it on against us. But yeah, Edison is a bit of a headbanger. I remember when he went flying into Mane. Do you remember when we beat Liverpool 5-1 years ago? Like 6-7 years ago? I think Leroy Sané scored an absolute banger in the second half. But Edison came flying out and like had his whole face like snapped by Mane and had like a massive gash down his face. And I remember, like, I loved that. The fact that he didn't give a shit and he came flying out. But he had to go off there, didn't he? Because his cheek was like open, like thinking grim. I remember that. Yeah, it was a karate kick, wasn't it? He got a red card, didn't he? And yeah, so he got sent off for it. And rightly so. Gvardiol's in a bit of space here. Jacob Murphy's got to look after him. Gundogan's coming forward. McAtee ahead of him. If there are any Newcastle fans watching, let me know what you think. Because I'm curious to see what you guys think of this performance. Because I want to talk about how brilliant City have been. Because I think we have. I think we've been very good. But I've been a bit underwhelmed by what I've seen. Nico Gonzalez, mate. Fucking have some of that. Livramento comes forward. And he just hit the brick wall. And that brick wall is a big blue brick wall called Nico Gonzalez, mate. Love it. Absolute solid. Solid, that, mate. He bounced off him. Love that, Nico. Smashing into Livramento. Preventing the counter-attack as well. So important. I thought he was away, Livramento. And Nico Gonzalez just steps across him and bosh. Lewis Hall. And then Kusanov joining in. Oh, bollocks, referee. He's just given a free kick for that. It's the same thing Nico Gonzalez just did. Shoulder to shoulder. Let's have a look. Shoulder to shoulder, mate. Piss off, referee. Lewis Hall just got bodied by Kusanov then. And the referee's been a bit generous there, giving a free kick. Haaland's loving Kusanov, by the way. He just shook him on the shoulder, grabbed him by the shoulders and shook him, and his face was like, because he's so happy with him. So happy. Pep's sarcastically ranting. I think he's annoyed at the referee. He's definitely got that face where he sort of like smiles but doesn't mean it. Klopp was the worst for that. Free kick to defender. It's dangerous as well. They want a penalty. They're not going to get it for that, surely. Rico Lewis has done well there, and it's gone out for a throw-in. But Fabian Schär wants a penalty here. He's been pushed into by John Stones. Or is it John Stones or is it Gvardiol? Nothing in that, mate. It's a tiny little shove. It's not even that. It's just like that. You know, it's not like he's done that. His body movement was that. That's what Gvardiol did, was that. Not that. Fabian Schär dropped. No way. They're not even looking at it, and rightly so. Still 3-0. Oh, me too, Clara. Me too. Michael Phelps. Is it? It shouldn't be. Do what Isa says. It's not struggling for other people though, mate. So it makes me think it might be something at your end. Ball over the top here, and it's going to trickle out for a goal kick. Thankfully, Livramento couldn't get on the end of that, because I think if he brought that down, we were in a bit of trouble there. He was onside as well, and it was a bit overhit. He was a couple of yards away from bringing it under control, but still. Yeah. No way. Really? Is that true? Oh, United in the bin. In the bin. Good, Timmy. Nice one. No way. Is that true? Why am I asking? Let's find out. Doku's in. Jeremy. Go on, Jeremy. Into the penalty area. Lays it off. Savinho. Shot. Deflected. Corner. Is it? Yeah. Man United star Amad Diallo could be out for the season after suffering an injury in training. Shouldn't be too happy about an individual's career, but I'm thinking from a Manchester United player's perspective, or the Manchester United team rather, we've got to play him again. They're in the FA Cup, and we know what he can do to teams. We found that out firsthand at the Etihad. He's clearly the most threatening player they have, and they've lost him for the season. And we've got to play him at Old Trafford, and we could potentially have to face them in the FA Cup. So from a City point of view, yeah, you take what you can get, don't you? You take what you can get. Gundogan corner, flicked on. Gotta be! 4-0! James McAtee! I think the fourth is deserved, to be honest, because I think Newcastle have offered very little in this second half, and City have controlled midfield. Game management in particular has been very, very good from Manchester City. Flicked on at the near post, and I think it's going to be an Erling Haaland assist, but City have scored from a fucking corner as well, which just hasn't happened at all this season for me, apart from Wolves. I think other than that, we've been poo at corners, but flicked on by Haaland, and James McAtee at the back post pokes it in on the volley, side foot, back of the net, 4-0. I think that's what we deserve, to be honest. I think that's what we deserve. James McAtee. Well done, mate. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him. I don't think he'll be here next season, James McAtee. Yeah, now I feel safe. Stuart, mate. The nerves have gone, Stuart. They've gone now. 6 minutes to go. 4-0. Should be done. Hayes is coming on. Nico O'Reilly is coming on. Kovacic is coming on. It's going to be Stones. It's going to be Gvardiol. It's going to be Nico Gonzalez. Maybe Gundogan. That's my bet. I love the fact that City fans are very loving for McAtee. I want him to succeed. I just don't think he's quite at the level that we want to be at. And if he wants to stay and be a squad player and play 6 minutes here like he's done today and 10 minutes here, and then yeah, fine. I'm happy for him to stay. I just don't think he'll play. Don't do this to me. Haaland's gone down. Don't do this to me. Don't do... No. No. Haaland's holding his knee. Don't do this to me. Pep's literally put his hands on his head. Literally, that's the season over. You know what I mean? We're not winning shit without him. No way. It's just, yeah, no. He didn't, no one was near him. They're the ones. No one was near him. He was just suddenly running and he just suddenly like went. His knee just like buckled. Nah, mate. They're the ones. If it's innocuous like that and there's no one near him, they're the ones that are always like, oh shit. When he gets hit or like a little bit of a coming together or something like that, normally like, okay. He's back on his feet. He's walking. He's fine. He's all right. Come on. He's all right. Come on. Please, don't do this to me. He's walking. Get him off the pitch. He's walking off. He seems like he's walking fine. Is he all right? It's kind of good for Real Madrid in a way, though, because if he's actually fine, but Real Madrid are like, oh, is he? Is he not? Oh, maybe they're going to have no Haaland. They're not going to have Haaland. And then it's like, starting 11, team sheet. Deflates them when they see it, because they might have hope that he's not going to play. And then it's like, oh, hang on a minute, he is. And it might make them start to panic before the game. Bit of 4D chess being played here, I think. Maybe Haaland was perfectly fine all along, and he's just playing a bit of shenanigans. He's actually seems perfectly okay in his face. Looking at his face, he's just like, yeah, I'm all right. Fucking hell. Please. Don't do that to me. It's Haaland who's come off. Gundogan and Vardiol, the other two. Nico O'Reilly's presumably gone left back, with Kovacic replacing Gundogan directly. And Nunes, what's he doing? Gone up front, has he? I think he's gone in the midfield with McAtee, who looks like he's gone in the false 9 position. Nunes got a bit of a free roll, I'm going to bet. He's got something in his eye, though. You're not going to get it out wearing gloves, mate. You're putting more fluff in. I do it all the time. I make that mistake every day wearing gloves. You get something in your eye, and then you've got fluffy gloves on, and then you try and get it out with fluffy gloves, and you've got more shit in your eye because the fluff off your gloves has gone in your eye, and you're fucking fuming. Ball over the top. Doku to chase this. Go on, Jeremy. Oh, Livramento's done well there. He looked awkward. He didn't know where the ball was for a minute, to be honest, but he's done well there. I really rate Livramento. I'm surprised Trippier's getting as much game time as he gets at Newcastle, because I prefer Livramento now. I think Trippier's very good on the ball with a crossing ability, set pieces. Kusanov, mate, well read. I mean, who's your man of the match, Blues? Obviously Marmoush. Outside of Marmoush, that's a stupid question. Marmoush is getting it, obviously. Outside of Marmoush, they're all... There's cases to be made for so many of them. I think Kusanov, Nico Gonzalez, Savinho, Foden, I think he's been brilliant. I think Stones has been nice and solid. Vardiol's been good. They've all been very, very good today. I think Rico's been good. Gundogan's been good. The people were so worried about. You know, I think Rico and Gundogan have been really, really good. Edison made a save. I mean, but he got an assist. So, you know what I mean? He's done well. Nag says Savinho, Kusanov in defence and Nico in the midfield gave us such stability. Well, that's it, mate. That's how it works, isn't it? Unfortunately. When we win. There's different names in the chat when we win. There's different names. The same names, by the way, are there when we lose. I just want to point that out. The same names that are there when we win are there when we lose. But the names that are in the chat when we lose, they're not there when we win. Funny that, isn't it? Good ball. Kovacic does well there. He's looked lively. It's a bit erratic, which is Jeremy Doku in a nutshell. The word erratic encapsulates Jeremy Doku, really, doesn't it? But I kind of like that about him. It's kind of like I'm warming to his rock and roll nature. It's just there's certain games, like the contrast of Jeremy Doku and Jack Grealish is unbelievable in terms of style. One's silky, smooth, a little bit slow, takes the time, looks for a pass. Jeremy Doku's just the complete opposite. He's just like, okay, what? Shimmy, shimmy, yah, shimmy, yam, shimmy, yay. Do you know what I mean? He's fucking all over the place. And I like both of them for very different reasons. Doku's won a free kick. 3 minutes of added time to go with a total of 4 being added on. And I think you're absolutely correct, Daniel. I think that's a statement that we can make now. We can definitely make that statement. Yeah, man, Wu-Tang. Fucking love him. Ooh, baby, I like it raw. Ooh, baby, I like it raw. City just knocking it around. Newcastle not even pressing anymore. I think they're just waiting to go home. Nice layoff by Nunes, but Savinho couldn't take it with him. Well done, James McAtee. Is that McAtee? Yeah, it was. He got back there. Really good from McAtee, that. Work rate. We need to see that, mate. No one wants to concede a goal today. I love to see it. The determination from some players has been fantastic. Again, something I highlighted in the preview was players that want to be that know they're going to be here next season. I think they need to play every game. I think we need to get as many of them on the pitch as possible for the rest of the season going forward. And I'm sorry, I love them both. Bernardo Silva and Kevin De Bruyne, I idolise you guys. I love you to bits. But I just don't feel like you don't care anymore. Go on, mate. Savinho's in here. Got a Dan Burn on toast if he does. He's done well there, Dan Burn, actually. And it's not like, De Bruyne doesn't care, or Bernardo Silva doesn't care anymore, or they're on the beach. That's too far the other way. That's too much of a statement. But all it takes at this level is to just lower your determination, just lower your need to win the match by 1%, 2%, and you're not going to be at the levels that we've set at this football club. You're going to drop. There's going to be a decline. And it only takes that little drop. Not saying like they're down tools or they don't give a shit, they don't want to be here anymore. It's not that. That's too fast of a statement the other way. So don't get carried away. Oh, fucking hell. We nearly made it the full half without a mistake. John Stones just got away with one there. Kusanov at the end just about saves him. There's the moments that I've been talking about. Just concentration for the full 94 minutes, please. We're fine. It's 4-0. They're not going to get... It came to nothing. But that's what I'm talking about. It's been a near-perfect football match. There was one mistake from Vardiol in the first half and one mistake in the second half just then. We've not been punished by either of them, thankfully. But, it could have almost been a perfect football match. But, yeah, like I was saying, the fact that there's players here that want to fight for the shirt, fight to be here next season, fight to be in tournaments next season, namely the Champions League. There goes the full-time whistle. Fucking brilliant. Top four, we're in it. Let's stay in it now for the rest of the season. Come on, City. 4-0. Buzzing. Absolutely buzzing. That's a big result, That's a big result. Delton Juice, mate, thank you very much for the super chat. Fantastic result today. A Marmoush hat-trick. A solid defensive performance. Bring on Madrid. We're going to do it, mate. We're going to win the fucking lot. We're going to win the treble. Oh, we're back. No, let's calm down. Oh, love it. Haaland's walked onto the pitch, which is good news. I'm pleased to see he's all right. That was going to be the only concern going forward for the rest of the game. I will be doing Messi magic. Yeah, I will be doing indeed. We will be there. Yeah, 100% Isa. Get him in that bath. Get him in the bath. I was a little bit, to be honest, Douglas. Not 6. I thought 5 would have been nice. Jeff, imagine if we won the treble this year, right? That would be a forfeit, yeah. There's no way we're actually going to win the treble. But, I mean, the fact that it's still on is kind of humorous when you think about it. How far we've gone into this season. But there's no way we're winning the Premier League. That's almost not 0%, but it's as close to 0% as you get in footballing chances. Champions League for me is like, you never know. If we beat Real Madrid, then there's like, you never know. Crazier things have happened in football. Worse sides have won the Champions League before, bumbling their way through but the thing that's always been a common theme through all of those sides that have bumbled their way through, they've had solid defences. That's the key to winning the Champions League, is just not conceding silly goals. You can't concede silly goals and win trophies, knockout tournament at the Champions League level. I'm sorry, you just can't do it. It's not possible. And that's going to be our downfall this season. It's going to be the silly mistakes and the defensive frailties and, 57 goals in 38 games we've conceded. Make that 39 now. Clean sheet today. Buzzing about that. But I don't think we've got it in us to we score more than you type mentality, because we score 2 against Real Madrid and we still lose, even though we're 2-1 up with 4 minutes to go. You know, crazy. Absolute crazy. 3-0 up against Feyenoord, 3-3. You know, can't do that. You just can't do it. The game today is like, okay, yeah, you play like that today, I think you will have a good chance of winning an FA Cup and certainly getting into the top 4. I don't want to diminish our successes today too much by talking about the Newcastle performance, because I thought they were poor today. I really thought they were poor. I was expecting a lot more from Newcastle, but at the end of the day, you beat what's put in front of you, and that's what they put in front of us, and we beat it. And emphatically so. It's not like, oh, we scraped a 1-0 against a bumbling Newcastle side. No, we dispatched them 4-0. And they deserved a beating today, because I don't think they were up to it today at all. But, hey, 4-0. You know, we still scored 4. You know, very good goals. And all-round good controlled performance in midfield. Game management is what impressed me most in that second half, is how only the one half error from John Stones in the second half, that was the only moment in stoppage time where he just played a 15-yard pass across the edge of his area. Well, he's still quite far out to Kushinoff and just underhits it. Gave Callum Wilson something to, I can win that. And Kushinoff wins it instead, and it became a 50-50 ball. If that ball was hit nice and crisp into the feet of Kushinoff, wouldn't have been even a chance for Callum Wilson. Other than that, it was a near perfect second half from Manchester City in terms of errors. Like, there was no catastrophic moments where it was like brain fart moments. And there was only the one in the first half as well from Vardiol, and they got a chance from it. And Isak had the shot where it ended up, I think it was deflected wide, if memory serves me, or Edison got a touch on it, I can't remember. But yeah, make sure you're hitting that like button. Yeah, nearly at 800 likes. Big up to you lot. Thank you very much. And 30,000 subs today. Reached that goal. Buzzing. Thank you very much, everybody. Really appreciate that. And Vladis, mate, yeah, great point. He's going to go quietly. Today's performance from Nico Gonzalez is the sort of performance just that just gets a couple of conversations here and there from people like yourself. But obviously, Marmouche is just absolutely... Headline, that's mine, mate. Thank you very much. I'll have the headline today, and rightly so, because he's bagged a hat-trick, you know? But the City fans who focused on the game and focused on the midfield, they'll look at Nico Gonzalez and go, hang on a minute, that was a fucking performance, that was solid. There was just like nothing, he didn't do anything wrong. Like the only moment that was like dubious was the pass from Vardiol, and I think Vardiol underhit that. I don't think Gonzalez has anything to be blamed for in that situation, because it was Vardiol's risky pass. But ultimately... a near perfect midfield performance, and I loved that moment where he just bodied Livramento in the midfield. Like that was like, I thought, Livramento's away here. He just came in like a steam train and just hit him like a big wall. Loved that. Absolutely loved that stuff. And that's the only question mark now after the game, is that Outlaw? And I think the answer is yes. Seeing as he walked onto the pitch at the end of the game, he walked off the pitch, got up on his feet. I think it's one of those, like a little jar. I've done it myself when I've played football, where like your foot lands and your leg sort of wants to carry on, but your foot is just planted on the floor and it sort of like jars it. And it's like, it hurts for like 5 minutes, but then it just goes away. It's one of them that's just nothing permanent about it, or even temporary to the point of a week where he misses Real Madrid. So I like to think that he walked off that pitch today looking, his face showed someone, and I'm trying to guess here, I don't actually know how serious it is, but I mean, in all honesty, his face looked like, I'm okay. So hopefully there's nothing to worry about. But what I would say is if there is any sort of dubiousness, if I'm Pep Guardiola in the pre-match press conference before Real Madrid, that I'm saying, like, we'll have to wait and see. We're not sure. Haaland's a bit, But nowadays, you can't really get away with it nowadays. Back in the day, they used to do it. But every training session's videoed now, isn't it? So, like, everyone sees who's playing in training or not, you know? So you can't really get those sort of games. Back in the day, Fergie in particular used to play these games all the time. And it works. It's effective. Because you think that Haaland's missing. If you're Real Madrid and you hear Haaland's out, just like we did in the chat with Ahmad being out, knowing we've got to face United at least once this season, maybe again in the FA Cup. But Ahmad being out for the season and knowing we have to face them is great news because we have to play United without Ahmad. Good news. You feel like more confident, feel like we've got a better chance. Same for Real Madrid. Haaland's out. They're going to have a better chance of beating Manchester City all day long. And if they think that going into the game and then all of a sudden, hang on a minute, 10 minutes or an hour before kickoff, starting 11's announced, Haaland's up front, they go, we've got to be better now, we've got to be better. And it makes them a bit more frantic. The sort of psychological mind games that probably don't happen nowadays, and I'm being a bit giddy there, to be honest. I don't think that would happen. I don't think Pep would even do that, to be honest. I feel like he's a classier person than I am, definitely, because I would definitely try it on. I'd be like, Haaland, mate, ban the cameras. No one's allowed to video this training session. Haaland, mate, you're hiding. If there's any cameras, mate, you're hiding. You're staying in there. You're going to do some fitness work in the gym, mate. Get in the gym. And then start playing some mind games. That's what I'd do. But, yeah, it's Real Madrid away. So I don't think it matters whether Haaland plays or not. I think I'm hoping we can do something. I don't know. I don't have confidence, really. Even though I've gained a lot today, it's still like Real Madrid away, mate. It's going to be really, really tough. So much harder than today. So I wouldn't let this result lull you into a false sense of security that, hang on a minute, we're going to batter Real Madrid. Definitely can beat them. We could knock them out on penalties or something like that. All it needs to be is 1-0. 1-0. Go to Real Madrid, beat them 1-0, take them to penalties, knock them out. That's not that unfathomable, is it? That's not unrealistic. 1-0. Could happen. 2-1. Could happen. Definitely. Vladis, thanks again for the super chat, mate. For me, top three players today, Marmoush, Stones, and Nico. I'd go Marmoush, Savinho, and Nico. And I really want to put Kasanoff in there as well, to be honest. And I think it's a bit of a flip of a coin between Nico and Kasanoff, because as much as Nico was brilliant in midfield, I thought Kasanoff was solid, mate. He looked really good at the back. Really, really good at the back today. And everything I've just said about Kasanoff has to factor in his start in a Manchester City shirt. Because it was so bad. Like the first 5 minutes was just like, you wanted to give him a hug, man. You just wanted to grab him and hug him. He looks like the sort of guy that would like fucking headbutt you if you tried to hug him, to be honest. But even so, I wanted to hug him. I felt so sorry for him, man. And he'd been thrown straight into the deep end. But the ability he didn't collapse after that mistake in the first half against Chelsea, and Pep did the right thing bringing him off. But his performance against Leyton Orient, he looked solid, composed. But hang on, that's Leyton Orient. But today, this is Newcastle, and you looked so in your element. You looked composed. Everything you dealt with, you won your tackles, you won your aerial duels. I don't think he put a pass wrong. I'd love to know what his pass percentage completion was, because I'm pretty sure it's in the high 90s. I don't remember him giving the ball away once, And if anything, I thought he looked a little bit more composed than John Stones, which is saying something. But yeah, I agree Stones still played well. I think Stones still played very well. And I think those two together look good. But you can't really ignore Marmoush for the man of the match, can you? You can't ignore that. Because that was... when was the third go in? Was it like the 30th or 35th minute? Because hat-trick in such a short space of time was brilliant. Really good. People trying to guess what the back line's going to be. I mean, what's that? Vardiol and Kasanoff at right back. I know people want to see him at right back. I just don't think he's that player. I don't think he's got that ability, because right back isn't just right back anymore, is it? And I know what you want, and I get the logic, is you want someone with speed who can look after Vinicius Jr. And it makes sense. And the idea of Rico Lewis versus Vinicius Jr. And Rico played all right today, by the way. He wasn't scintillating, but he was decent enough today to be talking about positively, and some people don't even want to do that. But fine, each to their own. I don't want to see him against Vinicius Junior though. We saw what happened in the second half. He won one, maybe two tackles against him, but ultimately he was getting skinned all too easily and getting caught out of position. And Vinicius Junior is Vinicius Junior, so you want to have someone who's capable and has got the athleticism to deal with his athleticism and counter it a little bit. And Kusanov can definitely do that. The problem for me is when Kusanov's at right back, is he going to have an understanding of the position and Pep's system, which often requires you to not only just get forward and cross the ball, as what's his ability like doing that? Because I've never seen Kusanov get forward and cross the ball. Can he do that? Can he invert a little bit? Because Rico and Nunes often have to come infield a little bit and create a little avenue and expose the outside channel to let Savinho get on it and be an option to play through the middle. Kusanov, can he do that? I don't know is the answer, and I don't think any of us know because none of us have seen him do it. Only Pep and the Manchester City squad will know that as to whether he can actually do it from what they've seen in training. And whether Pep's now coaching him to do it this week, to learn that, I have my doubts, to be honest. I have my doubts. I feel like he'd rather... And I mean, if Diaz isn't even fit, there's your answer. Kusanov straight in. If Ake's fit, would John Stones play in midfield? I think Nico Gonzalez and John Stones in midfield would be nice and solid. Nice and solid against, in particular, Camavinga. I can't see Tchouameni coming out of... Because Rudiger's close to being a return, but I don't think he's going to be back in time. Big up Vladis, mate, again for the super chat. Appreciate it, mate. What is your first 11 prediction versus Real Madrid? I'm going to go Edison. Right back's tough. It's tough. I could potentially see... I could see John Stones playing there because I think he's got an understanding of the position. I could see John Stones playing there. I could see Nunes being picked. Bit worrying because I feel like his one-on-one defending ability isn't great. He's shown that very often this season that he's been a bit rash with his decision-making. Hang on a minute, what's the score here? It's Fulham highlights. So it went. I know it went 2-1 Fulham at one point, so I don't know if it stayed like that. But yeah, I'd think about Stones potentially as a right-back. I think if Diaz is fit, Diaz, and if Ake's fit, harsh on Kusanov, but I would say Ake just for the experience, but... I would have no problem seeing Kusanov starting, seeing what I've seen today. I'd love to see him handle the Bernabeu, the big occasion, mate. It doesn't get bigger than Champions League away at the Bernabeu, does it? So that's going to really test you, see what you're all about. And I feel like the signs that we've seen, he's got the mental, the stability to do it. So I wouldn't have a problem with seeing Kusanov. So if Diaz isn't fit, then it would be Stones and Diaz and Ake. If they're out, again, it's the same two today because that's the only options we have. If one of them's fit, let's say Diaz is fit, I would like to see Diaz and Kusanov, two centre-backs, John Stones right back, left back Vardiol. In front of them, I would like to see Nico Gonzalez and maybe Kovacic or... Nico Gonzalez and Stones, and that again depends on whether he's in the back four. And then front four, same again today. Foden, Savinho, Marmoush, Haaland. That's my front four, 100%. Definitely. Because we saw it today. It's what I predicted we'd do today, and I'm so pleased we did it. It was so potent. I thought they looked really, really good. We blitzed them in the first half with that front four. They couldn't cope. I think a lot of their stuff Newcastle did was gifts. Speaking of gifts, big up to you, Vladis, again. Gifting one membership. Appreciate that, mate. And Oz has bagged it, mate. Enjoy, mate. Is that Nico Gonzalez? Is that his pass completion? What was Kusanov? Because I'm curious to see how many times he gave it away. I don't think he was... I don't remember him giving it away at all. Yeah, Beyond the Cosmos, I think you're right. And I don't agree with it. I don't actually agree with it. I don't think Kevin De Bruyne should start. And I love him. And you know what he's capable of. I just don't think he should start. On form, on merit. If you want to talk about merit going back seasons, and arguably months, because he's been very good on occasions this season, De Bruyne, but nowhere near the previous season. And I'd argue last season Kevin De Bruyne wasn't as good as the season before that. And there's been an inevitable decline of someone who's ageing. It's life. That's what happens. And I'm not trying to hate on De Bruyne. I just feel like right now, I think the in-form players should play. The players that have got something to fight for in terms of next season. When you're looking at Foden and Mamouche and Savinho and Haaland, they're all definitely going to be here next season, and they're going to want to make sure that they do everything they can. I know the Champions League is something to fight for in terms of a piece of silverware for Kevin De Bruyne, so there's your incentive. But I thought he was poor in the first leg against Real Madrid. But Kevin De Bruyne is Kevin De Bruyne. He's the sort of person that will just do something unbelievable, and on his day can win you a football match. So the argument to start him, I can't really disagree with it that much as I do disagree with it. I just feel like there's a logic behind starting Kevin De Bruyne because it's Kevin fucking De Bruyne, mate. Do you know what I mean? I just feel like form is not there. That's all. That's all I'm saying. There's no form. And Foden's definitely more in form today. I thought he looked good against Real Madrid as well. Anthony, mate, thank you very much for the super chat. If we play with this focus, we can beat Madrid. I believe we can. Come on, City. I believe we can as well. I think there was a level of composure at the back, most importantly. I'm so pleased to see such few mistakes as well, you know. The lack of mistakes from this Manchester City back line is massive for me, because that's what's been killing us all season. It's how they crossed that white line today against Real Madrid. It's Wednesday, isn't it, Real Madrid game? It's not Tuesday, is it? Is it Wednesday or Tuesday the game? I can't remember. Because we're playing Saturday, it's going to be Tuesday, isn't it? Oh, it's Wednesday. Oh, we've got extra day rest, which is really good. Same as Real Madrid, because they're playing at the exact same time as us, so I was wrong. Wednesday, 19th of Feb, 8 o'clock kickoff. We will be there. Come and join me for the watch-along. And Vladis is praying for some KDB magic at the Bernabeu. One last hurrah from Kevin De Bruyne. You can see it. I'm not convinced it's going to happen, but you can definitely envisage it, can't you? You can see it happening. Something magical from Kevin De Bruyne. If he plays, then it's got to be Foden for me, or Savinho doesn't start. I think Savinho's probably the one that loses out. If you got Kevin De Bruyne in there, I feel like you put him in the Foden position that he played today centrally, and you put Foden on the right, which again detracts from Foden's game. It weakens Foden by doing that, but I still think there's enough danger from Foden. He played against Real Madrid on the right in the first leg, and I'd argue he was, well, not a best player, but he was definitely a threat to Real Madrid on certain occasions. I don't think he had a poor game when he came on as a substitute for Grealish. I thought he did all right. But to drop Savinho, I feel like it's very harsh, because I think Savinho's been brilliant this season. I thought he's been really, really good. Really, really good. And yeah, it's the back line now. And I mean, the thing is, Real Madrid's back line, and I'm frustrated that we didn't expose it enough last week. And I was annoyingly impressed by Valverde at right back. So I was like, he's not in midfield, which weakens their midfield. He's not natural to the right back position, but he played like a veteran right back. You know, he really was good. Like, he's so composed as you expect from a player of his ability. But he was strong in the tackle. He wasn't ever caught out of position, and like there was minimal mistakes, if any. It's just, yeah, like it bugged me, man. I think the back two not being there with Militao and Rudiger. I think Haaland needs to be making more of that. And he's obviously got his 2 in the first leg, but I feel like he can do some serious damage against that defence. The fact that he didn't score today tends to mean Haaland rarely goes 2 games, does he? He has done it this season, but he tends to score after a game he hasn't scored, Haaland. So you're hoping he can do the business against Real Madrid. Vladis, mate, thank you very much. Your support in the last 10 minutes has been unreal, mate. I really appreciate it. But absolutely buzzing. Absolutely buzzing. 4-0. Into the top 4 we go. We are in touching distance of Forest as well, which is definitely my new target. I wanted to overtake Arsenal. I think that's going to be a bit too difficult for us this season. We're still 9 points ahead behind Arsenal, and 3 points behind Forest, with a 4 better goal difference, and we face Forest in a few weeks as well. So interesting times for Manchester City. To have such a bad season and still finish 3rd, I think would be not a bad way to end the season, but if we can cap it off with an FA Cup, what a season it would end up being, considering the circumstances we've been in. And yeah, beating Real Madrid would be unbelievable. Just that alone would be an unbelievable achievement. Even if we beat Real Madrid, you think of Bayern Munich, Liverpool, Arsenal. You know, there's all these sides still in it. You know what I mean? It's not knocking Real Madrid out is one thing, but there's going to be so many more difficult hurdles to jump over in the Champions League. But the FA Cup is where I think City fans can get a little bit giddy. I think United and Villa are the two biggest threats in there. And with them losing Ahmad, Villa, for me, who aren't firing on all cylinders this season themselves, I think we can bag an FA Cup. And I mean, to get silverware from a season that's been as bad as this would be an achievement in itself. So I'd be buzzing about that if we could do it. Today's starting 11 must be repeated against Madrid, says Vasco. I wouldn't have a big problem with it apart from Rico Lewis. It's the only position that worries me because of Vinicius Jr. And I thought Rico played well today, by the way. That's not a diss on Rico. And not to drop him because he was poor today, because I don't think he was poor. I thought he was actually very good, Rico Lewis. I just think it's Vinicius Jr. And I think we'd need to see something different to manage him. Yeah, and I bet there's a lot of people that wouldn't mind seeing Kyle Walker in there, to be honest. I think certain City fans who sent him out of the club with all the disgusting treatment that they showed him on social media, I bet some of them wouldn't mind seeing him at right back, looking after Vinicius Jr. I think he's got more attributes suited to stopping Vinicius than Rico has in terms of just sheer athleticism and just strength. You know, I think Kyle Walker would be more suited to that role to stop Vinicius Jr., even though he's not as quick as he used to be, and Vinicius would probably win a foot race now. There's more of a chance of Kyle Walker catching him than Rico Lewis. So, yeah, in that vein of thought, Kusanov, again, would be okay. Stones, who isn't quick, but he's not slow, he would be an option for me. Definitely someone who'd add composure on that right side. Or Nunez, just for speed. But Nunez, we're stuck, really. It's like you lose out in whichever player you're picking right back. There's a problem whichever one you pick. You pick Stones, you're getting composure, understanding of the position, because he's played right back many times for City before. He's got a defensive awareness about him, you know. You play Nunez, you're like, brilliant, speed. Yeah, fantastic speed. And comes forward with purpose. He crosses the ball very well. So someone who's going to be on the right side for Manchester City going forward would be very good. I think he's good at delivering balls into the box. His one-on-one defending ability, though, has been questionable at best this season. So there's a massive problem with that. And Rico Lewis, who's just a bit of a jack of all trades, but a master of none right now. He doesn't seem to be an expert at anything. He doesn't seem to have outstanding attributes in any of his attributes. But he's like a 6, 7 out of 10 in pretty much everything for me. And I know a lot of people hate Rico Lewis, and I think that's wrong, in all honesty. I think Rico Lewis he's malleable. There's a player there that could turn into a genuine player. But a fullback nowadays tends to need a bit more speed than what he's got. I don't see him as a fullback, really. And I see him more of as a controlling type midfielder. Someone as a number 8, potentially. Not even a 6. Possibly a 10. But I don't think he's good enough to be City's number 10. So it's like, who'd you pick to look after finish? And Kusanov as well. Kusanov, speed, defensive awareness is there. He's obviously got the athleticism. But does he understand the position? Does he understand right back? Because he's been centre back his whole career. Can he understand that position well enough on the day? And he's so young and inexperienced compared to all the other players that I've just named as well. So there's a problem with whichever one you pick. There's an argument to play all of them in respectively, and there's an argument to say none of them should be playing in that position. So it's tough. It's tough to decide who should play in that right back position. But with regards to the rest of the big up Vladis, mate. With regards to the rest of them, I wouldn't have a problem with it, really. I really wouldn't. Elanus, thanks for the super chat, mate. Clean sheet, yeah, I'm staying away from watching City games live, so Pep picks right lineup and City doesn't concede. I wouldn't take it too seriously, the whole superstition thing, mate. But you not being here and us winning 4-0, maybe you need to think about taking a bit of time out and then City can start winning again. Nah, mate, can't be that. But buzzing, absolutely buzzing. Blues, thank you very much for tuning into Typical City for this watch long. And thank you so much for helping me reach 30,000 subscribers. Massively, massively appreciate that. Thank you, everybody, so much. It genuinely means a lot to me. It really does. So thank you very much, everybody. Your support on this channel has been absolutely unbelievable. From some of you from day dot. some of you recently just as supportive as well. I really, really appreciate it. 4-0, buzzing. Into the top 4 we go. It's a case of doing it again now. Got to do it, at least play well against Real Madrid. Even if we don't knock them out, just play like that. And I'm like, okay, fine. You know what I mean? Don't go out with a whimper. Let's go out with our heads held high. That's what I want to see at the Bernabeu. I want to see top-notch attitudes, minimal mistakes, good performance. And if we get knocked out, we get knocked out. But just don't go out with a whimper, ultimately. That's all. But yeah, I think we can win an FA Cup, and I think we're going to get into the top 4. Buzzing. Take care, Blues. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you in the next one.